Yo, 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 what is up? What's going on? Thank you for tuning in to another DLE Fitness live stream show. Here we go. Wait, where's my, there we go. Yeah, there we go. I'm tall today. Should I bring it down a little bit? Look a little bit tall. Yeah, hold on. Let's just, there we go. That's better. Okay. All right. There we go. Oh man, thank y'all for tuning in to the DLE Fitness live stream show today. Today is Monday, the beginning of the week of Halloween. If you're gonna celebrate Halloween, let me hear you say yes, sir. Oh, wait, I think the sound might be off. Let me fix my sound. Wait a minute. Bam. There we go. Make sure my sound is good. Does my sound good? I think my sound should be good. There we go. Had to make sure my sound was right. I might have accidentally messed up. But if you're having a good day, a good week, man, unlike I had a good week this morning, I had to wake up to a flat tire on my car, bruh. Didn't even have the proper jack, so I tried to use the car jack. Damn near bent on me. So I had to wait. Thank God the neighbor came through to the rescue and helped me get the tire on, so he was able to get little man to school today, man. But I feel like this because Mr. Child needs to talk to me today. Mr. Child.
Oh, you're having a bad day?
Yes.
Did you die? I got shot. But did you die?
But I did not lose my life. And as long as I'm still here with air in my lungs and I'm able to do something about it, we're going to make the best out of a bad situation. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. With that being said, we are simultaneously streaming on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and Rumble. If you're on YouTube, do me a favor when you see the thumbs up come in, hit the like button and help get the algorithm out and get this message out because it needs to be heard, needs to be told. And also, we are if you want to contribute to today's show, Cash App and the Venmo is right there at the bottom of the screen. Daniel2888 is the Cash App. And for the Venmo, it's Danny-Daniel-00. Yes, sir. We greatly appreciate it. And we have a good show lined up for you today. As you know, we're going to go over our topics of fitness, the economy, and AI. So those are three topics we're going to hit. The fitness section of the show, we're going to go over a muscle in the body. The muscle of the day is going to be the sternocleidoid mastoid muscle. If you don't know, you will know here shortly after I get through reading all this stuff to you and actually educating you on where that muscle is located. Then we're going to see some ladies work that muscle. Oh yes, it's going to be nice to see ladies work this muscle because it's going to put them into their proper perspective. Yes. And with that being said, we go to the economy segment of the show, and we're going to take a look at, of course, the government shutdown. Ooh, we got to see what's going on about that because we illumine on 1 full month of a shutdown. It's not looking too pretty. And also, we're going to check out a hearing that Trump has going on. He had a previous hearing over this said situation, but it got appealed in one of the United States Supreme Court of Appeals that it was in. But then he took it up to the higher U.S. Supreme Court, and he has a hearing on November 5th. So I'm going to look at the previous court and look at the previous hearing, see what it's about, see what's going on, and to see if what he's doing, if he has the right to actually exercise the power and basically pull the strong arm on what he's trying to do. So we're going to take a look at that too. It's going to be something to watch. Then for the last segment of the show, it's going to be AI. We're going to go into AI and we're going to take a look at some of the problems people are pinpointing out about AI and trying to see if it's good or if it's bad or something we should be aware of. We have to really pay attention because it's not looking too shabby, I must say. Yeah, it's a few things going on. We're going to have some people sit down and talk to us and speak on what AI could potentially be doing and what it's doing for the job market, what it's doing for the future, what it's doing for, potentially even how the stock market and incoming crash may be looking. It's like all around looking not good from people who actually deal with it and work with it. So we're going to look at them and see exactly if what they say holds any weight or if they just talking out their ass. And hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully they're going to give us some valuable information and let us know exactly what's going on. So we got to figure this out, man, because it's not looking too good. It's not looking too shabby. But that ain't nothing to complain about. Still got to be happy. You're still here. You're still able to grind and make something happen for sure. What is going on? What is going on? Somebody hit me up on my phone. Who's hit me on the phone? Who is this? Oh, yes. Always stay connected with your local library. Yes, sir. Stay connected with your local library. It's a good thing to do. And if you don't, shame on you. So let me make sure I get this message sent off real quick before we move forward. And I can't find what I'm looking for. There it is. Bam. All right, let's see. Bam, 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 and bam. All right, cool. We're good on that. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and hop right into the beginning of the show, man. Thank y'all here for tuning in, and shout out to Alice Kim with the follow. We greatly appreciate you, Alice Kim, wherever you at. We want to thank you so much. Good looking out. We greatly appreciate you. So thank you for the follow over there on Kick. Yes, sir. Greatly appreciate you. So we're going to dive into the first segment of the show, which is the fitness part. Let me put that banner up on the screen like so. And then we are going to get our sexy, what are we going to get? Our sexy European, Norwegian, Swedish, Switzerlandish women up on here to get us into the fitness segment of the show. So here we go.
Thank you for watching D. Elliott Fitness live stream. Goodbye.
Okay. Hold on. I didn't hit the wrong damn button. Let's try that one more time. Here we go.
Let's get ready for the fitness segment of the show.
There it is. There we go. Okay, that's better. That was embarrassing the first time. I want to slap myself. Oh, I should have slapped myself. That's what I should have did. Let me give myself a slap. Hold on, right here.
Shut up!
Yeah, I know. Hitting the wrong button. Shame on me. Shame on me. I tried. Well, anyway, we're going to get into the first segment of the show, and we are going to get you hooked on, or get you to get educated on the sternocleidoid mastoid muscle. If you probably don't know, which a lot of you probably don't know a damn thing about your own body, so that's why I'm here to educate you. Each day we do a show on a different body part, whether it's a muscle or a bone or any of your central nervous system that's going on, or whatever your system is called in your body, where it's the endocrine system, nervous system, and all those different systems that we have, lymphatic system. I'm going to educate you on all of that, because your boy took an anatomy class at some point in life, so I had to learn about all of it too, and I was very infatuated with it. I was like, wow, this is actually really interesting. The human body is like actually pretty freaking good. So I figured each time I come on here, I'm going to hit you with some kind of education to a piece of the body, so you need to know about it too, as much as I do. So sternocleidoid mastoid system, sternocleidomastoid is going to be this muscle right here. Bam. And shout out to Ken Hub. So that's what we have right there. Switch that banner real quick before we proceed any further, and we're going to go ahead and learn about this. All right, and first and foremost, I'm going to read this off to you. The video may not match exactly what I'm saying, but that's okay. As long as you get the message, that's all that matters. All right, you ready? So sternocleidomastoid. Sternocleidomastoid is how you say it. It is the large, prominent muscle on both sides of your neck. You can easily feel or see it when you turn to your head on one side. It pops out diagonally from behind your ear down your collarbone. Let me see. Can you see mine? You can see mine? Probably not. I ain't close enough. But the origin, see, so where it starts at, it actually has two heads. First one is a sternal head from the membrane of the sternum, the upper part of the chest bone, and then the clavicular. I just need to say that right. Clavicular head from the medial inner third of the clavicle bone or collarbone. There you go, which is called the third of the collarbone. The insertion is where it is attached. Where it's attached is going to be both heads merge and insert on the mastoid process of the temporal bone. That's the bony bump right behind your ear. So you got a bony bump behind your ear. There it is. I feel mine. Do you feel yours? I feel mine. Yes, sir. It also attaches to a bit along the supranucleal line of the occipital bone at the back of the skull. All right, so we like to grab, oh, hold on, that was quick. He went through that one fast. So we're gonna run that back one more time while I'm talking, then we're gonna go over and look at some lovely ladies use this muscle. Oh yes, we are. It's gonna be nice to see. But anyway, let's see the actions that it performs. What does it do? Well, the SCM, sternocleidoid mastoid, what it does is it has different actions depending on if one or both sides are working. When would one or both be working? One side contracts, it turns the head to the opposite side. So we do this, one side contracts, the other doesn't, okay? Then it tilts the head toward the same side. So maybe like something like that, that's a tilt right there. Bilateral, both sides contract, flexes the neck forward, like bringing your chin to your chest. Like that. Helps with forced inhalation by raising the sternum and clavicle. Interesting. Your neck muscle does that. Nerve supply. The spinal accessory nerve, cranial nerve 6, or is that 7? 6. It's motor control. C2 and C3, spinal nerves. All right. The function in daily life, you use your neck muscles, turning your head to look over to your shoulder, bringing your ear to towards your shoulder, sitting up from lying down, or breathing heavily. It helps lift the chest. All right. So this is going to be this muscle right here. Bam. As you can see it right here. Bam. Right there. Going down. Right here. Boom. And no, wait. That's the wrong one. Right here. Boom. Right here. Here it is right here. Right there. No, it could be these. I got to see. I don't know what they're looking at. What are they looking at? There it is. I found it. Right here. See, here's the teeth. So we're looking at the front of the face or the front of the body. So right there. It's gonna be this thing right here. You know, you turn your head and you'll feel it pop out. It's like yay long. It's right there. You can feel it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like what girls like when you choke them. You know, you grab a girl neck like this. Like they just tend to like that. They love it for sure. They do. Hey, don't get mad at me. That's them. They just love being choked. So, you know, choking by their throat and they just like fall into bliss. They fall in love with you. They are just like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at some ladies work these muscles, which is going to be very interesting to see because, yeah, it's going to be fun to watch. So let's start out with, which lady we're going to start out with? Who's first? You know what? We're going to end with this one. We're going to end with her and we're going to start with the rest. So here we go. We got one first. We can't play the music, but we got one right here who is working the muscle. Actually, you know what, let me get these. Why are these playing music? I got to get these muted. Mute. What is going on? Oh my goodness. Why are all these playing? Okay, let me fix this before we start. I'm going to get in some serious trouble for this one. Okay, now that we're good. Jesus. All right, here we go. Okay. Now I'm ready, y'all. Now I'm ready. I don't know why everything was doing what I didn't want it to do. Very unfortunate. So we're going to start with this lady right here. She's going to say, what are these exercises for? Well, we're going to basically say that these are going to be for the sternocleidoid mastoid neck muscles. So here we go. Check her working out these muscles right here. Oh boy. So she's trying to strengthen her neck muscles. Now we know what she's using those neck muscles for. So shout out to her for showing you the proper form and etiquette that one is supposed to use when working your neck muscles. Yes, sir. Look at that right there. Boy, oh boy. Shout out to her for working those neck muscles. We know. All right. Shout out to you. Then we're going to go in reverse. We got this one right here. All right. This one. Oh man. All right. Okay. She's legit because I see wrestlers do this and that is no joke. And I ain't never seen a wrestler do this. She on her own with this one. I got a towel in her mouth using her teeth with a kettlebell. Jesus Christ. That is that's some next level stuff right there, yo. I don't know what the benefit of that is, but okay, whatever. I understand that benefit. That actually is a good thing to do, but I don't get this one. But whatever, I'm here for it. I support it. So round of applause to her. Then we got this lady here. Oh wait, we'll look at them last. Then we got this lady here. She's going to show us if you can see her neck bones. And she says to kiss the sun is a face exercise that helps tighten my neck and define my jaw. Bye-bye, saggy neck. Okay, I'm 53 and here's how I avoid wrinkled neck. So she says she's going to be kissing the sun. Okay, whatever. Kissing the sun, huh? All right, you get teabagged right there while you're doing all that, right? Just imagine, there it is, yes. It's like kiss the tea bag. That's what it is. Kiss the tea bag. Yep. Kissing the tea bag is what that is. Yep. Okay. Miss Keybag kisser right here. Then we got this lady. Oh, okay. Oh, hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Round of applause for this one right here. She's a trooper. Never settle. Never settle. Never back down. This lady is about that life. Oh yes, she is. Shout out to, and this is how you work your sternocleidoid mastoid muscle. At least on TikTok, this is how you exercise it. At least, all right. Okay, now if you're in Hollywood, this is how you, I guess, if you do some injections, this is what they do to kind of fix that issue, if you want to call it an issue. They, as you can see, they do like some kind of injections into their sides over here, and it kind of helps with the taper down of the neck. I don't know if it's just Photoshop or if it's real or what. I'm not 100% sure, but what I do know is that I don't agree with it, because, you know, that could get really bad in the long run. But, you know, who's to tell these people what to do? They have the right to do what they want to do. But there's another way to develop your sternocleidoid muscle in order to see it better. I guess if you feel like you weigh too much, you kind of handle that off and be able to see some better neck bone lines, I guess, or whatever it is. I don't know. I guess it's for the trap, so you can see more of the neck. That's what it is. It helps bring down the trap so you can see more of the neck. Her neck was already showing. Jesus. See, look at hers. Oh my goodness. You want to see a sternocleidoid mastoid muscle? This lady right here. Go back. Go back to her. I don't know who that is. I forget her name. Right here. You can see hers. Hers is just like flaring out at you, boy. Look at that. Steiner. Oh my goodness. Like, man. Oh, I don't know about that one, but whatever. But yeah, there's hers. And yeah. So yeah, if you want to exercise that muscle, oh, and here's the last one for us right here. This one right here. Yeah, I support this. Yeah, buddy. All right, so she's working her neck muscles, get rid of neck tension and neck pain. There's other ways to do it, but I can honestly say, as a person who goes to the gym often, I've never felt the need to strengthen my neck in any such way. I mean, I figure I strengthen my neck enough when I do particular workouts revolving around squats or maybe deadlifts and things like that, but not doing no ish like this. This is just taking it overboard. But hey, like I say, I support the women in their workouts because they are working those muscles out for a reason, and I am here for it. So shout out to them for doing what they do and blessing us with, you know, the workouts that they perceive that are important, because they are important. They are important for whenever they are giving the gift of giving. So shout out to them for what they do, because we need them and they need us, regardless of what they say. We need each other. All right, so shout out to her for strengthening that neck with a resistant band going on. Like, sheesh, that's got to be something. But for sure, the big round of applause goes to this one right here. Oh my goodness, you can't beat that one. That one right there, boy, you cannot beat her. Shout out to her. Oh, Knocked Art's in the building. What is going on, Knocked? How you doing, sir? How are you, man? What is up? What is up? Yes, sir. And as you can see, we have a lady right here who is a trooper in doing what she does best. Yes, sir. Knocked says that girls have told me that they love when that muscle shows. I'm gonna do it for the blood. I'm gonna do it, or the bloodline ends with me. And here's the last one right here. This lady's gonna get her neck popped. You know, I guess she needs to release tension in her neck. So, you know, as you can see, the neck muscles are being, there goes another movement of the neck muscles, as we can see. As we all are paying attention to her neck muscles, there's nothing else to pay attention to, because her neck muscles are what we are focusing on. And I think her neck is fully released and, you know, free of tension. So shout out to her on that one right there. And I think we might have one more. I think I got one more for you guys. Hold on. I do got one more. One more for the neck muscle, the sternocleidoid mastoid muscle to be exact. Let me find, there was one lady who had a really good neck workout for her sternocleidoid mastoid muscle. It was really amazing to see him actually get deep in there working on the kinks in her neck. Let me see. There it is. There it is. Okay. This one right here, he really got deep into those neck cramps and neck muscles and neck layers. He was really getting in there, and he really had to make sure that her neck wasn't hurting anymore. So let's see, where is she at? Where is she? Okay, here she is. Here she is. All right, so as you can see right here, you got this lady right here. She's going to get her neck work. So let's just give attention and a round of applause to this lady here. As we can see, she's going to have her, see, look, she's like, oh, my neck hurts. Oh, there we go. He's got it on that one. That was fantastic. Yeah, buddy. She's like, my neck hurts way down here. And he's like, right here on this side. And he's like, okay, how about back here in your neck? He's like, your neck hurt over here? How about your neck hurt here? I think your neck hurts right here. How about down here? Does your neck hurt down here? She's like, yeah, a little bit. He's like, how about back here? She's like, yeah, my neck hurts there too. Oh, my neck hurts over there too. I was like, how about, does your neck hurt up here? How about there? Did it hurt your neck? Yes, Poppy, my neck hurts. Oh, he's like, oh, it's okay. She's like, oh, Poppy, my neck. It feels so much better. Wow, yeah, it felt good, didn't it? There you go. She's nunca. Oh, yeah, perfecto. Oh, he's so good. All right, here we go. Here's the grand finale right here, y'all. Here goes. Oh, ay, perfecto. All right. Round of applause. Round of applause for that guy there for helping out her neck muscles, man, because she really needed it, boy. Jesus, she needed it. Shout out to her. All right. Hopefully, you gentlemen, ladies, everybody learned something new today. That's going to be the sternocleidoid mastoid muscle. So I gave you a full rundown on where it is, where it works, how it feels, how it's adjusted, the origin, was the point of origin and the insertion to know where it starts, where it ends, where it begins, whenever you move, where does it work, how does it work, what you can do to work it out. So I've given you visuals, I've given you full rundown of reading, so you gain some value today in learning about a new muscle that you probably never pay attention to. All right, so you're welcome. You don't have to thank me. You're welcome. All right. Let's see. What do we have going on here next right here? Let's see. Well, what do we got going on next? Let me see. Let me move this over here. Get these people off my screen. Oh, I got to keep that trooper, though. That one girl was a trooper. She was working her neck muscles for sure. But yeah, so I don't really see, I don't think having that neck muscle pop out like that one lady did, that looked a little bit too brutal. I wasn't really feeling that one too much. I was like, you can kind of like, do without it, Oh, wait, let's get rid of that right there. Cause I don't know. I probably need to turn off my Twitch ads. Cause that stuff probably does interrupt people a whole lot. I know that probably drives people crazy. My apologies. It probably does. Let me get this fixed over here. What is going on with my thing? All right, so here we go. Uh-oh. Am I moving too slow? Let me see something. Let me get this down. Is my YouTube running slow? All right, let me fix that real quick. Let me fix this issue we're having on the old tube. Let me see if I can fix it really quickly. Can I fix it? Yeah, we're going to fix that real fast. Bam, 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 bam. All right, so we should be getting some better speed on YouTube. I didn't realize I had a poor connection. So we're going to get rid of all these things I got up. It's going to help free up some space on the YouTube so YouTube will be running nice and smooth and flawless. Let me make sure it's good first before we proceed forward, because I got to make sure that that's going to be moving good. Let me see how's YouTube looking. How's YouTube looking? Oh, wait, somebody came on. Oh, no, not the... Oh, the people come on the old Twitch and they just started putting on that old... What is this? Who put that in my chat on Twitch? Who is this? Whoever it was, we're going to get that good old ban button on that one, buddy. We don't play that game around here. No. All right, there we go. So YouTube is running seamlessly smooth now. I got that going. Okay. Had to get that taken care of because it was kind of like doing... So we're good now. All right, so let's go ahead and move on over to the next segment of the show. Where is my thing? There it is. We are going to slide on over to the economy because we have to check out what's going on in the economy, because if you don't know, the United States of these Americas is going through a government shutdown. We are on day like 26 or 27 or something like that. And it's just, nobody's letting up, man. Nobody's letting up. It's going to get bad out here, And what's crazy is I happened to find a dude recently on Craigslist. Was it like yesterday or 2 days ago? I found a guy, I think it was 2 days ago. Found a dude on Craigslist. He was, I got this by luck. I went to the free section on Craigslist. And somebody, just luck of the draw, was giving away a video game called Last of Us Part 2. Now, I remember playing Last of Us Part 1. And this dude was giving it away for free. So I was like, well, hey, I need to go. I looked in it to see if it was real. It was like he just put the ad up 7 hours ago. So I was like, like quickly like messaged him like, hey, yo, you still got that game? I was like, yeah. Text him, hit him up. He's like, yeah, I still got it. When you want to get it? I was like, can we get it now? He was like, yeah, let's do it. I was like, let's go. So I went and got the game. I've been playing the game the past day or two, and what I've realized playing Last of Us Part 2 is almost like witnessing a government shutdown on steroids. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. Like playing this game, The Last of Us Part 2 is like witnessing a government shutdown on steroids. Bro, it's brutal. Yeah, it's freaking brutal. The game is pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. The game is nice. I remember back in the day, it had a whole lot of negativity about it because everybody was saying that the game went woke. It went woke. And I'm like, well, what do you mean it went woke? Everybody's like, oh, the game's woke and all this. So now that I play it, I see what they mean. I see what they mean. They put basically they put the LGBT stuff in the game, which I'm like, okay, this could have been done without, as far as how they did the games. Like, kids are playing this game, how you gonna put that in there? But I guess if it's a gory game it's a gory game with a lot of cuss words, so I guess it's like rated mature 18 or whatever. But anyway, at the end of the day, I could get what people are saying with the wokeism and stuff. But besides that, the storyline is good and the game itself is just magnificent. But as I play this game, I just can't help but like link it to like, is this what's gonna end up happening if like shit keep hitting the fan? Because the way things are looking on Last of Us, it ain't looking too good. Like, you gotta scrounge for resources. I'm walking in supermarkets and cafes and cities where grass is growing out the concrete. It's actually pretty wild, but it's a good game. It's like a, zombie apocalypse type stuff happening and stuff going on, and people, you got people, and then you got some zombie people. You know what I mean? It's like it's weird how they mix the two, because I don't understand how you mix the two, but they did in a weird sense. It makes sense the way they mixed it. You know what I mean? But the game is a resemblance. If the shutdown keep going on, America gonna look like Last of Us Part 2. I'm just saying, because we already got a bunch of liberal people running around here thinking that there's 4 genders. So when you play that game and you look at what's going on, you're like, yo, I think we are headed in this direction. It's not looking too shabby. It's not looking too shabby. It really isn't. It's not looking good at all. But with that being said, nonetheless, this is a really fun game. I'm glad I'm playing it. And it's weird that I'm playing it now, because like I can almost compare it to, if shit don't go right, this is the direction we be heading. So everybody better make sure they like stock loaded and barrel, because depending on what state you're in, you gotta be licensed to carry and all that good. Well, you don't gotta be licensed to carry. It's an open carry in some states. So luckily, I'm in a state that's, about that carrying action, you know what I mean? We carry around these parts, so you got to be ready for what's about to happen. But with that being said, let me change this banner. Let me get our sexy lady up in here to introduce us to the economy segment of the show while I'm over here talking. Let me go ahead and get her in. Here we go.
Welcome to the economy segment of the show. Enjoy.
All right. Here we go. Okay, so now that we are here, and let me go ahead and turn off okay, I got that turned off. All right, so now that we are here, let me go ahead and get right into this thingy right here. We're going to look at the government shutdown. So first things first, let's go ahead and dive into the government shutdown. So what we have right here, where is it? Let me find it. Can I find it? I think I can. Let me see. Where is it at? Right there. Okay, here we go. So we have this. The government shutdown has been going on for 26 days as far as the website goes, but some people say 27. I don't know. But we are basically at a stalemate, because what it seems like is we're probably going to be running over into this till November. And, November is the month where, if you don't know, Thanksgiving is the month of November. And people usually use these benefits to have a good Thanksgiving. And also, I think Section 8 is being hit with the shutdown as well. I'm not 100% sure. Is Section 8 affected by government shutdown? Let's see. Let's find that out. During it, Section 8 payments are generally expected to continue for a period with HUD housing typically through November and potentially into December. Existing Section 8 contracts will be honored, but new vouchers may not be issued and transfers or inspections could be paused. Okay, so people who are on Section 8, I guess they're still getting their Section 8, but as far as food goes, people going hungry is going to be the issue. Nobody wants to go hungry, so that's going to be a big problem. So nobody wants to go hungry. So we are doing okay with Section 8, but it's the hunger part. So what we have right here is we're going to take a look at this. So we have the government shutdown, live updates as missed paychecks, benefits, lapses, increased pressure for deals. So what do we know? See, so day 27. See, this says day 27. Right? This says day 27. But when I looked up over here for this, what did this say? This said what? On the official government website. See, there it is. So the government website says day 26, and I'm up to date on it. But then if you go to here, it says day 27. Anyway, the demos and the repubs continue to trade blame over government shutdown. Second longest feuding lapse in history at 27 days. All right. So that's what we know. Federal workers should know about getting retroactive pay. So are they getting retroactive? Some federal workers who are not being paid during the shutdown have a nagging fear they might not receive retroactive. So 1.4 million federal employees, wages are being withheld during the shutdown, are hunking down and cutting all non-essentials. Okay, both furlough workers and so-called expectant must continue to show up to work. Okay, the law makes it clear that both classes of federal employees affected lack of funding will eventually be paid in full. Okay. The law makes clear that both classes of federal employees affected by the lack of funding will eventually be paid in full. They shall be paid for the period of the lapse in appropriations, and each expected employee who is required to perform work during the covered lapse in appropriations shall be paid for such work at the employee standards. Okay. So they will. Oh, wait. However, hold on. A draft memo from the White House suggests that furloughed workers are not guaranteed back pay. Okay, furloughed. People who are still showing up can get back pay, but furloughed are not getting back pay. Okay. Well, that makes sense. With Trump away from Washington, Johnson says the president has entrusted us to fix this. Okay, whatever. Johnson says we need all the members to have buy-in on healthcare issues. Okay. Johnson says we are not 100% sure on military pay this week. Oh my goodness. No, not again. Their next check is due at the end of this week, and we're not 100% sure. I do know the administration, everybody is bending over backwards to try to figure it out, but I don't know the final. They're bending over backwards trying to figure it out. Bruh, just cut the check. You know what I mean? Like, at this point, y'all are saying you don't know if you can pay the active duty military members. Everybody's looking at you like, shut up. Like, we know you got the money, fam. We know you got the money. We know you have the... Matter of fact, how much does it cost to pay active military duty members? Let's find that out real quick. Since they want to say they don't know, how much does it cost to pay active military? How much does it cost to pay active duty military? How much does it cost? Let's see. How much does it cost? Because they're saying that they don't know if they can pay him, but there's been a lot of cuts this year in the government because Trump has been shrinking the government and stuff like that. So the money's there. Buddy just on some stuff right now. So let's see. How much does the get paid? No, I don't want to know how much. Okay, I guess I said that wrong. How much does it cost to pay active duty military members? Let's see. How much does it cost to pay active? I think I said that right. No, I didn't say that right again. All right. Jesus. How much goes per month? Per month. Let's figure this out because I want to know because they're saying that they don't know if they're going to pay him this week. Because they get paid on the 1st and the 15th, and I think the end of this week would be either the 1st or Halloween. So they should get paid on either Halloween or the 1st, but I don't know how much does it cost the United States to pay, I think that sounds better, active duty military members. There we go. That might sound better. I think if I say it like that, we should actually have a good one. Okay. So 20 hours ago, but that pay cycle costs roughly. So Department of Defense budget for military compensation, mostly for active duty personnel, cost $230 billion, and that was in 2024. So is that yearly? Let's say a month. Let's say per month. Per month. How much does it cost to pay these people per month? Per month, it costs to pay active duty military approximately, or to estimate a monthly cost, this figure would need to be divided by. Okay, cool. Okay, got it. So it's about 122 billion. All right. So we got it right here. I'll show you. So right here, as you can see, you probably can't see it. Let me fix it. Right here. So the United States projected annual cost for active military force personnel fiscal year is about 122 billion, excluding Medicare contributions, or okay, so we'll say 100, we'll round it up to 129 billion. Now, if you want to know the monthly cost of this annually figure, you would just have to divide that number by 12. Okay, so simple math. So it takes 129, we'll say 129 billion. To pay for active duty military forces. However, divide that by 12. What is going to that be? 1. So it's going to be 1 to carry 9 down. So it's going to be like 1 point something, 1.8, 1.9, 1.7, something like that. So 1.7 something billion dollars a month. Okay, so all right, so it costs active duty military to be paid out a little bit under $2 billion a month. So a little bit under $2 billion a month to pay active duty military members. And they're saying that they don't know if they're going to be able to pay them, where the money's going to come from. I mean, like at the end of the day, I think we know where the money can come from. There's been a lot of cuts. There's been layoffs, furloughs. Just all sorts of budget cuts and all sorts of things like that. So the money's there. They should be able to pay for these active duty military members. I'm not understanding why it's an issue. I mean, just really being screwed at this point. That's really all I can say about that. There's really no way around it. You should be able to take care of these people. So that's just not fair. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. But on another note, what we're going to look at here is we see that Trump had a situation. I had looked into this and I want to actually bring this to light. So, let's see. Let me find this thing right here. There was a court case that Trump had that happened and he lost. So he took the court case and he's going to the Supreme Court with the case to see if he can get it done. I'm trying to find it. On which case he lost. We're here. We'll start off with the case that he has coming up. So right now he has coming up is he has a court case coming up, which is dealing with what is the issues right here? This is dealing with him imposing tariffs. I think him doing tariffs is causing an issue because the House and the Senate, the House and the Senate are saying like he's stepping out of his constitutional duties. He can't do that. He cannot impose duties and taxes. That is the role of Congress. So basically, they're trying to shut him down and stop him from doing that. Well, they did. They went to the United States Supreme Court of Appeals, and they won in that decision. Then he backdoored and said, okay, well, I'm just going to take it up with the United States Supreme Court and see if we win there. So now he has a court case coming up, as you can see, on November 5th. So right here, it says, Supreme Court showdown loom for Trump's tariffs. Will it limit presidential power? So right here, as we can see, on November 5th, the United States Supreme Court will begin hearing arguments about the legality of President Trump's tariffs. As important as the tariff issue is, the stakes are much higher than that. Trump has been claiming vast power at the expense of other branches of government on the grounds of various emergencies. He has used these claims to justify sending troops to U.S. cities and deporting non-citizens without due process under a law dating from 1798. So he's basically going in and sweeping global tariffs under, this right here. And he is basically trying to say that I can put these tariffs on these people, or he's going to try to put these tariffs on different nations, however, because he feels like the United States has been getting screwed because, the United States does have a history of providing aid to a whole lot of other different countries. And he's looking on this like, yo, if we're providing aid to all these damn countries, why can't we turn around and put a tax on them? Why is it just one-sided? So it says right here, the powers Trump is claiming, the United States Constitution gives Congress, not the president, the power to set tariffs. Since 1930, Congress passed a series of laws granting the president authority to adjust existing tariffs. Okay, cool. Okay, so with that being said, Trump is like, well, if you don't like what I'm doing, then just stop me. Which I can actually agree with that. I agree with that. It's like, if you don't like what I'm doing, stop me. Because for the longest time, it's been that way. But it's supposed to be the people going in and doing the voting, and people need to go in and like be like, hey, you're not doing our bidding. The people should let them people know what they should and shouldn't be doing. However, right now, there's a fight up here going on with these rich governmental elite people. And that's what we're dealing with. Now, he lost a previous case. And his previous case dealing with this case, it was in the United States Court of Appeals. Where is it? Let me find this case real quick because I do have it. And I did want to dive into it because it was actually a fun read. Let's see. Which court is hearing Trump's tariff case? What was the previous one they had? It was in, I think it was October. Oh, which con heard Trump's previous terrorist case. So he had a previous case. I want to show it to you because it was actually really interesting to see. It was the United States Court of Appeals for the federal court. Okay, cool. So this right here. So this court right here heard it. They heard his court case and they actually came out on top. So with that being said, his previous tariff case had been heard in the United States Court of International Trade and the U.S. Court of Appeals, which the case now is on its way to the U.S. Supreme Court. And it granted an expedited review to hear the arguments in early November. So November 5th is the day that it's going to hear it. But the Court of Appeals, which is, I have the case for you right here, we're going to take a look at, is right here. Here's the case. All right. So here's the actual case. All right, let's get into the nitty gritty. So this case right here was heard on, what is that? Is that August? September, October, November? Yeah, August. So August 29th, 2025. So he already had this case heard. United States Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit. This right here is the court case that he had heard already, but he lost. So he says, okay, screw it. We're going to go up to the United States Supreme Court. He's going to hear it at a court above this court right here. Now, a lot of people are upset at him because, they're saying like, oh, he's just doing whatever he wants. I mean, if he does win this case, it's like, damn. But he has had a lot of stuff shot down by the courts lately. He's had a lot of stuff shot down by the courts. However, with this situation being looked at, this is what we can look at. You got the plaintiffs on this court case, and then we have right here. Here he is. So the defendants are right here, Trump, his officials, all these people's names, United States Customs Borders Protection. You have the Border Protection, the Capacity U.S. Trade Representative. You got the Howard Lentnick. You got all these things right here, all the defendants, right? Then you go down here, and the plaintiffs in this case are all these states right here. So you have a bunch of these states. Now, when I looked at these states, and there's some more down here. So when I look at these states, you got Oregon, Arizona, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Illinois, Maine, Minnesota, Nevada, New Mexico, New York, and Vermont. And I was like, if I'm not mistaken, it sounds like a whole lot of opposing counsels on his team, because not opposing counsels, but the opposite color. So I went and I looked at it and I said, okay, let me just figure out what are all the blue states in the United States as far as Democratic states is what I'm saying. So I look into it and I'm like, all right, who are all the Democratic states in the United States? So I looked into it and I found this right here. So when you get this part right here, you see this. All right, now I typed in to figure out who are all the blue states. And as you can see with the court date, we got Oregon and Arizona. And we go here. Do we see Oregon? Yes. Oregon is a blue state. Arizona? No. Arizona's a red state. Then we got, who we got? Colorado and Connecticut. Colorado, oops, wrong one. Colorado. Connecticut's right here. Where's Colorado? Is Colorado a blue state? No. Colorado's a red state. Okay, cool. Then we go again. Then we have Delaware, Illinois, and Maine. I know Maine off the top of my head is a freaking thing. Maine, Delaware, and I forgot the other one I said. What's the other one I said? Illinois. Illinois is right there. All right, so there's another. So those are all 3 blue states. Then we have Minnesota, Nevada, and New York. Minnesota, Nevada, and New York. I keep hitting that button. That's the wrong one. Minnesota, Nevada, and New York. Well, there's Minnesota down here. Minnesota, New York has to be one. There's New York, and Nevada. Nevada is a red state, I guess. So I guess Nevada is still a red state. So, okay. And then what was the last one? Vermont. And Vermont, I believe, is a blue state. God dang it. And Vermont. So out of all these states right here that you see, only 2 to 3 of them are red states. The rest are all blue states. And as you go through this thing, you look at it, you kind of have to kind of like, you want to see what is it that they're fighting over. And when you actually look into it, you actually start to find out that what they're fighting over is they're saying that he does not have the power via the Constitution to do what he's doing. So if we go down here to page 12, it says right here, on May 28th, 2025, 3-judge panel granted summary judgments to the private plaintiffs and state plaintiffs in a consolidated order holding both the reciprocal tariffs and trafficking tariffs exceeded the president's authority under the IEEPA and permanently enjoining the government from imposing these tariffs. So he has a reciprocal tariff, which we all know, which is like you tariff me, I tariff you, kind of like what we hear in China. China's been having a tariff on the U.S. Well, Trump came in and said, well, screw you. I'm gonna put a tariff on you too. But he's doing that to a bunch of other places. So all these places that have tariffs on the U.S., he's just saying, look, I just want to put a tariff on them too. Is that too much to ask? And also, he's also having a trafficking tariffs. That I did not know about. I was not aware of trafficking tariffs. As you can probably see right there, trafficking tariffs. So they're holding that both the reciprocal tariffs and trafficking tariffs exceed the president's authority. So there's a trafficking tariff going on, right? And the Congress are the ones that hold the duty to that hold the duty to impose taxes and things like that. And tariffs, I guess you can say tariffs are taxes. So I think what Trump might be trying to do is trying to say that he can find a way to say that tariffs are not exactly taxes, but it could be potentially something he has power to impose, which is going to be interesting to see if they pass it. However, a trafficking tariff. What the hell is going on with a trafficking tariff? So they say before we reach the merits of this case, we briefly discuss the history and legal authority concerning the imposition of tariffs as relevant to this appeal. Okay, cool. So they're going to discuss what these tariffs are. So if you're not familiar with a with a trafficking tariff and a reciprocal tariff, they break it down. They're going to explain it to you right here in this thing. So it starts off by saying the Constitution grants Congress the power to lay and collect taxes, duties, imposts, and excise, and to regulate commerce with foreign nations. United States Constitution, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 1 and 3. Tariffs are a tax, and the framers of the Constitution expressly contemplated the exclusive grant of taxing power to the legislative branch. All right, cool. So they already laid out like, look, that's our power. That's not the president's power. So he can't do that shit. So that's where they're already coming in at. There's like, we're already coming in like saying, nah, you shouldn't be able to do that. And James Mathers replied that this would not occur because the purse is in the hands of the representative of the people. All right, cool. But as we can see, has the Congress been doing what's in the best interest of the people? Technically speaking, it depends on who you understand who the people really are, because the Constitution is the trust document, and if it's doing the best for its people, is it doing its best for its people, the citizens, or is it doing its best for its people who are owners of the trust and who run the shit as far as money goes? But anyway, I digress. So we're gonna dive in, and it says right here, at the time of the founding, And for most of early history, all right, tariffs were a primary source of revenue for the federal government. Okay, we get that. So we understand that. So that's why they're focused on that, because tariffs or taxes are a primary revenue for the federal government. So that's why they're always on your ass about taxes, because it's a primary revenue system for governments. For much of this early history, Congress set tariffs without authorizing the president to adjust tariff rates by entering into international agreements in the late 19th and early 20th century. So they're upset that he's coming in trying to say, hey, look, man, like Trump is like, look, you can't out here got us looking like a bitch. Like, how are they able to tax us, but we can't tax them back? Then when I go in and say, hey, screw it, we're going to tax them, then you come out and file a petition on me saying that I can't do that, which is true. You probably can't do that. However, are you doing what's in the best interest? Because are you actually trying to make things better, or are you making things worse? And again, there's a reciprocal tariff that's not happening that he's trying to get pushed across, and there's a trafficking tariff. Keep in mind. So we're going to find out what this trafficking tariff is. So let's go ahead and look at it right now. So let's see, this tariffs and schedules. So now that we got that all in play, let's go ahead and get into it. So where are they at? Where are they at? So, because they're going to keep on talking about it, and they're going to give you history of these tariffs, and they're going to speak on as to why these tariffs are. And I don't want to have to read you all of that, because you might fall asleep on that part. So then right here, let's see, they're par back and expressly. All right. So let's see. In addition, okay, so here we go right here. Where is it at? In addition to the president's authority to adjust tariffs by international agreement and legitimate authority, Congress has passed numerous of other statutes that authorize the president and executive branch to impose or modify tariffs on imports in certain circumstances. So the president has been able to modify and execute or impose and modify tariffs on certain situations. So it just depends on what that situation is. And then they tell you when that was a thing, back when the Trade Act of 1962. All right. There was provisions that went along with that. So then they reviewed it of the summary, reviewed the granting injunctions for abuse of discretion, which may establish by showing that they made a clear error of judgment in weighing the relevant factors of the case and exercise of discretionary based on an error or a law of clearly erroneous fact finding. Okay. We may first consider whether this case falls within our court's subject matter, and the option to be a federal court lacks subject matter jurisdiction may be raised by a party. All right, cool. So they're trying to figure out so now they found out we have jurisdiction over this appeal under this statute right here, or this United States Code. All right, so Article 3, cool. So we're in the Article 3 court, so they're good. All righty, so let's see here. By granting, okay, while the president is named as the party in this, they noted that which permits against the United States, his agencies does not cover an action naming the president. Cool, so we're good there. So now they have to figure out who has jurisdiction. They went ahead and got their finding of what exactly is not in the president's power, what he can and cannot do. Where is it at? I'm trying to find what the hell is this trafficking tariff real quick. Let me find this real quick. I just had it. So let's see. So for example, let's see, identifies, where is it? Even conclusions. Furthermore, as we previously discussed, taken together on the statutes. Let's see. Contrary, where is it? I just had it a second ago. God dang it. I would lose it right now at this point. So even in context, upon declaring, instead. Okay, well here, I'll just do this. The tariffs at issue is, in this case, implicable concerns. Okay, here we go. Animated dimension concern doctrines, they are both unheralded and transformative. All right, so there we go. I found it. It was way down there, as farther than I could believe. All right, so it says right here, as already discussed, tariffs are a core congressional power. It says that the president's decision to impose the trafficking and reciprocal tariffs are ones that Congress would likely have intended for itself. So they didn't want him to touch that. And it says the government itself has claimed that the reciprocal tariff will generate between oh my God, you can't see it. It says right here. All right, so additionally, here, let me help you see that better. So I can zoom in on that. Zoom in. Oh, perfect. So it says that, as already discussed, tariffs are a core congressional power. This was the issue that they had. So check this out. They are inherent in the president's decision to impose the trafficking and reciprocal tariffs. There are ones that Congress would likely have intended for itself. Moreover, the United States imports are more than $4 trillion of goods annually. These imports account for 14% of the national economy. The government itself has claimed that the reciprocal tariff will generate $2.3 trillion and $3.3 trillion over the budget window. So as you can see that right there, that's one of the issues that they're having. That's really it right there. There's too much money that they're dealing with tariffs. So for the reasons discussed above, we discern no clear congressional authority for tariffs of this magnitude of the reciprocal and trafficking tariffs. Oh my goodness, that is crazy. So there's that much money dealing with this. Now let me go ahead and find these trafficking tariffs because I can't find it in the court document. So let's see. One on the trafficking tariffs. All right, so let's see. We'll have a quick explainer on this. I don't know why I can't find it. I saw it last time. All right, so in response to failures by these countries, because of fentanyl, okay. These tariffs distinct for, should I find it here or here? Okay, what are these trafficking tariffs? How to dispute? No, we want trafficking tariffs. I want to know exactly, because I had it in there earlier. I just don't know where it went. Okay, here it is right here. So we got trafficking tariffs are imposed by President Trump on goods from Canada, China, and Mexico, primarily in response to perceived failures by these countries to curb the flow of fentanyl and its precursor chemicals into the U.S. These tariffs are distinct from general import tariffs, which are taxes levied on imported products by governments for revenue or to protect domestic industry. So trafficking tariffs are good. So he's realizing that these countries, they're trafficking a bunch of different things into the country. They're trafficking drugs. They're trafficking. They're doing sex trafficking. They're doing all these different kinds of illegal kinds of trafficking. And he's like, y'all ain't doing nothing about this. Y'all are letting this go on. You're not fighting this at all. So on top of that, we can get taxed or tariffed, but we can't tariff these people back. And this has been going on for how long? You know, this has been going on for decades. So now he comes in, steps in, and he just does it. And then he's like, stop me. So now they're going in, and they went into a court case, and it actually did stop him. When it was all said and done, they actually ended up, pull this down, they actually ended up stopping him with this court case. Now, even though they stopped him, he still is going above them into the United States Supreme Court because he's like, well, screw that. If the appeal court says I can't do it, I can go a step above them because now if they have subject matter jurisdiction to hear it, then that means that the U.S. Supreme Court should have, the U.S. Supreme Court has subject matter jurisdiction over it as well. So he can go above them to see if he can get it done. Now, if he gets this off, if he can pull this off, it can be a pro and a con. It can be a pro and a con. The pro would be the fact that if he's able to do reciprocal tariffs on other countries and to stop trafficking tariffs, that's going to stop a whole lot of drugs going on, a whole lot of, sex trafficking. And a lot of that money is going to turn around and be regulated for the United States to get their hands on, and to also basically, in a sense, applying these tariffs back on other countries at the beginning of all this is going to hurt like hell. I mean, it already hurts now. It's going to hurt on the front end, but on the back end, years and years and years down the line, it'll have an impact as time goes on. And to try to go back and flip it back to what it was after he leaves, I believe would actually make it hard for them to do. And I mean, by that time, the damage will be already done. You know what I mean? It'll already be done, and people will see a difference. If people can see a difference, if this works out, if people can see a difference in a positive way that this works out, then it'll be hard for them to go back and do what they were doing. But also on the back end, if he's able to get this off, and he's able to show that the president can do this, then it could hold like that whole constitutional issue. But then it just depends, because he can do it, but it has to be approved of by the Congress. So it's like a 50-50 thing going on. You know what I mean? It's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. Is it going to work? Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Who knows? You really can't tell. So that's going to be something to look out for, because there's really no telling how this is going to work out. So seeing him try to pull this off, and also having a trafficking tariff going on here, that's going to be interesting to see. If he can pull this off, it's going to be good and bad at the same time. It's going to be good and bad at the same time. But unfortunately, he lost in the Court of Appeals. So on November 5th, it's going to be a big decision that's going to weigh in. So hopefully we see him come out with a victory on it. I think he should win it. I think he should win it. It's just a lot that could happen on the back end, where it's like maybe too much power. But then again, when you look at the when you look at the numbers, where's the numbers at? Right here. When you look at these numbers right here, party affiliation members, you got 53 of the members are Republicans, 45 are Democrat, and then 2 are independent. So he has a majority of people on his side, but that doesn't mean they always agree with what he says or does. So that's that part right there. So he's got that in his favor if he's able to get it done, but then also has to be the House and the Senate. So I'm trying to figure out, I thought I had the other one up here too. Where is the other one? Do we have it up here? No, we don't. We just have that one up here. So that's going to be the members of the Senate, but I don't have the members of the House. How many members are in the House? So the members of the House, there's like, I think it's like 400 or something like that in the House of Representatives. But I think the majority of them, if I'm not mistaken, are Democrat right now, because he put a lot of them in those places, and there's still a few vacant seats missing as well. You know what? Let me just find out right now. Let's see. How many Democrats and Republicans are in the House of Representatives today? I mean, I know the number, but what is the breakdown? Party breakdown. So here it is. Party breakdown is going to be 219 Republicans and 213 Democrats with 3 vacancies. And 3 of them died. Oh, no. Oh, 3 Republicans died. Wow. 3 Republicans, House of Representatives dudes died this year alone. Woo-wee. It's getting grimy out there in those political streets. Check this out, yo. Look at this. So right here, party breakdown. So right now we got 219 Republicans, 213 Democrats. There's 3 vacancies. There's 3 vacancies because 3 of them died this year. Look at this, 25, 25, 25. 2 in March and 1 in June, July. No, this guy resigned. So 2 died, 1 resigned. All 3 were Republicans. So there's a potential chance that he may or may not be able to pull off this court case if he has the 2/3 the 2/3 decision from the Congress to pull it off, because they're saying that he's going against the Constitution, which in a sense they could be right, because as we know right here, looking at the Constitution itself, here's the Constitution for those of you who do or do not know. Anybody can read it. Let's see. President is vested. He shall hold office. All this stuff. What is it right here? It says that he shall meet the states. Each state shall appoint. He shall hold his office for a term of 4 years. He chooses his vice president for the term. For the ballot, shall make a list of persons he's voted for. We have all that. No person except a natural-born citizen. Okay. In case of the president, shall at stated time receive for his services a compensation, which he does get that. Before he enters, he has to swear in and all that good stuff. The president, there he goes. President shall be commander-in-chief of the Army and Navy. And when he's called in actual service in the United States, he may require an opinion in writing. Okay. He shall have power by and with advance consent of the Senate to make treaties, provided 2/3 of the senators present concur. So here we go right here. This, he could win if this is present. And that's the thing. I don't know if it's present or not. He shall have power by with advice and consent of the Senate to make treaties, provided 2/3 of the senators present concur, and he shall nominate them, and by with the advice and consent of the Senate shall appoint ambassadors and other ministers and councils, judges, Supreme Court, all that other stuff. So it's potential he could win, and if he wins, hopefully if he wins, it's by what he actually followed the rules in the Constitution. If he follows the rules and he got the 2/3 approval of the Senate, then he's good. Then he actually played by the rules, and you can't say that he came in here and was on some dictator stuff. Now, at the same time, he shall nominate, the Senate and stuff like that. But you can't really that's how the game is played. He's just playing the game by the rules. He's not doing nothing he shouldn't do. So there's a potential chance he can win this case that he has coming up on November 5th, which is going to play out in a big way because there's a lot of money riding on this. There's a lot of money riding on this. And could you imagine, right? Could you imagine every time I ask to borrow money from you or whatever, let's say every time you asked to borrow money from me, like you was like, hey, yo, Daniel, can I borrow some money? I'm like, how much you need? I need $10. Okay, cool. I'm gonna need you to give me 15 back in return. No problem. But don't ask me for no money in the future. And then this goes on for like 20 years. You know what I mean? Like you always ask me, oh no, excuse me. I always ask you for money and you always give me money, but I tax you, but you can't do it the other way around. So now that that's changed and he's able to do it back, it's like, the beginning effect is going to be painful because it's sending a shock, but when time passes, it'll all end up leveling out in the end, because then you'll be able to see exactly what was happening. At the beginning part, it'll be a shock because you're going to be like, oh no, what is this? And yeah, it's going to hurt. But once it plays out over a term of 3, 4, 5, 7 years, and you see the reverberating effect over time, then that's when you realize like, oh, okay. But the way things are headed right now, shit ain't looking too good. Shit looking bad. I'm just going to call a spade a spade. Like shit is looking terrible. It's not looking good. But it's been like this for a while. Like we've been on this trajectory for a long time. Like we've been like, just think what he's fighting for, what he's kind of fighting over. It's what's got us here today. You know what I mean? Like that's what he's fighting for is what's got us to where we're at. So he's like trying to reverse it, and you're not going to see an immediate effect on what you reverse. It takes time for it to kick in. So over all this time, we've been having immigrants come in like crazy, handing out government assistance left and right. All this stuff has been going on, and it's been building up this issue that at some point has to have a consequence. And we're dealing with the consequence. He's trying to fix the consequence, but at the end of the day, he can only do so much. I always believe the inevitable is going to happen, and the inevitable is never good. Like he may be trying to like do something somewhat good, although he may be taking some money off the top. Hell, I don't blame him. I would too. He's probably trying to take money off the top as well, but that's what they all do. But it's not so much as the government dominating. Because like, could you imagine the Congress is fighting you in court because you won't do reciprocal tariffs on other people, and he's trying to stop you from doing trafficking tariffs. And then they're like, no, you can't do that. We get to do that to them. But the whole time, what was happening was the people who were in office had the dominating side to make these things happen. So now they're trying to switch it and potentially switch into maybe the people's favor, but I highly doubt it, because it looked like we're just going into a two-tier system, rich and poor. That's really looks like where we're headed at the end of the day. You're either rich and you benefit from it, or you're poor and you just get dominated by it. So it really looks like we're headed, but we'll see in the end how all this stuff pans out. So, oh, whoops.
Sink your teeth.
Whoops. I didn't mean to hit that. So we're going to see how this all pans out, because it's like a 50-50. You don't know exactly what to expect. You really don't. So we're going to see how this works. And on November 5th, we'll get our answer. Plus the government will still be shut down. So yeah, we're going to have to buckle up tight, man. It's not looking too good. If he wins, cool. If he don't, cool. But we still got to get to January 2026, and that will make his first year in office. That will make his first 365 days in office in January. This dude has signed so much shit. He's done so many things in 1 year. It's like, golly. I've never seen a president in my life ever like do this much action in a span of how fast he's doing it. It's crazy. But you know, I guess this is what happens when you have a businessman in office and not a politician. So like things are moving. I guess he just moves differently. He's not on like no politician time. You know, he's on a different kind of time. So he moves differently. He's like, yep, sign this, sign that, get this, get that, put that in there, get that out there, get this over here, get that out there. It's crazy to see. And it's interesting to see where it's headed, but I still think the inevitable is going to happen. I still believe that we're in a decline. Like we're still going to go and hit a terrible economic decline. Like we're already in one now. But it's only going to get worse, because remember the Great Depression that the United States has was in 1929 to 1933. We're almost at 100-year cycle, because economic cycles, they just, they come and go. They come and go. So we're in 100-year cycle. We're right around a corner from 100 years of the Great Depression. This time around, we're right around a corner from 100-year Great Depression. We damn near almost had socialism put into our system in this last election. We almost had socialism or communism put into our country, almost. On top of that, we have AI and robots taking over entry-level jobs. The government's doing a rug pull right now with this government shutdown. So federal workers who believe they had job security ain't got job security. They looking at this like they're shutting off federal workers who are getting furloughed, shutting off people who get benefits from the government, like all these things. And if this thing keeps going, these other government assistances will eventually be bankrupt and won't be able to help people. So we're at a inflection point, and I believe personally, when it's all said and done, if shit hits the fan, right, and people start going crazy, people start breaking into grocery stores and stealing food and acting crazy, they already have like National Guards, I believe, or whoever they got in like Chicago and in different cities and different states. They already have them in different areas. So if people start, doing what they're doing, like people saying they're going to loot Walmart and they're going to, people are going to get they shopping cart stole from them in the parking lot when they get food and all that stuff. I believe personally, we are on track like the United Kingdom is, because the UK just implemented a digital ID system. So if the UK is doing a digital ID, China already has digital ID. This little, chaotic world spin that we got going on in the US, this is a recipe to implement a digital ID, because if this many people, it's what 40 million people will be affected, right? If this many people if you get half of those people, 20, 15 million people looting and robbing and stuff all over the city and causing chaos, and people got to fight and defend themselves and breaking in for food and stuff and trying to feed the kids and, you know, laid off from a job, can't pay the mortgage, can't pay the kids. So things that people are going to do if it goes down that bad, it's going to get to a point where they're going to be like, look, you can't come. This is my opinion. I believe they'll be like, look, you can't come in here unless you have some sort of ID. You know what I mean? They're not just going to let people in anymore, because if you come in and it's causing a ruckus, it's causing people to steal and loot and fight, they're going to stop that. They're going to be like, whoa, slow down. To avoid all of that happening, I think it's a way to roll out the digital ID. That's what I'm seeing. And that, to me, that's a big no-no. That right there is like, we don't want that. We don't want that. We don't want that. I hope that don't happen. Oh boy, I hope that don't. I hope they don't use, I hope this situation, this chaos, if it ensues, turns into a digital ID situation that you can't go into stores anymore without a digital ID. That's what I see this adding up to. That's what I think. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. So we'll see. Because digital ID has not been good. It ain't been good for nobody. UK has been fighting like hell for it. UK has been fighting like hell trying to petition it and bring it back, but I think they're already too far gone. Like the UK, let me go and pull that up. UK digital ID. UK digital ID 2025. Let's see right here. UK, there it is right there. Jesus Christ. Here it is right here. Right here, UK. The UK new digital ID scheme will combat illegal working while making it easier for the vast majority of people to use vital government services. Digital ID will be mandatory for the right to work checks by the end of Parliament. Man, hell no. And to see what they're saying, it will help combat illegal working. And right now, that's what a lot of stuff that we fighting over here. Everybody's complaining about immigrants and migrants and all that shit. But I'm like, man, this is really gonna be a good way to just bring out a cause and effect. You know what I mean? We cause a problem. Okay, now we have the solution. And here's a solution to a problem that we caused. That's what I see it as. Now, let's see. Let's see, petition. Now, let's see how many people tried to petition this digital ID. So we got right here on September 27th, more than government responded to Parliament. What do we have right here? Let me see. So the Guardian, so that's 1.6. Well, I can't pull that up. Here, we'll look at this right here. So it shows right here that the UK government responded on October 2nd, 2025 to a parliamentary petition against the digital ID cards, confirming plans to introduce a national digital ID within the current parliament to address illegal migration, which is crazy. I mean, they could have shut that shit down, but they wanted to do that to bring in the digital ID. And that's why I'm like, is what we're going through in America, is this going to be a precursor for digital ID? Because we already got National Guards on our own streets. You know what I mean? And if you're a president and there's any war going on, you get to continue being president if there's any kind of war going on. Anyway, it says to simplify government services and increase efficiencies. That's why they are implementing the digital ID. For illegal immigration or illegal migration, simplify government service, yes, and increase efficiencies. Yeah, that's all for the government benefit. Several petitions oppose digital ID implementation, citing concerns over privacy, yes, and civil liberties, have garnered significant public support throughout 2025, with one parliamentary petition receiving over 2.9 million signatures. One parliamentary petition. So that's one. How many are there? If one got 2.9 million signatures, how many did the others get? You know what I mean? So clearly, let's see, China, UK, I mean, it's just like they're sweeping across slowly but surely. They're slowly but surely. So hopefully this don't happen. Because it seems like when you let them, cause the direction we were going in, the direction that America was going in, letting all the migrants in, is the same thing that the UK is dealing with. They have a bunch of these migrants and all this shit in their country, and they're having all these issues and crimes and shit going on, and protest and battling and fighting and all this stuff go on. And now they're like, don't worry, guys, we have the solution for you. Digital ID. And then they're like, hell no, we don't want that. We want you to get these people up out of here. You know what I mean? But they're like, nah, this is the good solution to keep them out. So now we're dealing with the same thing. The last president had those borders wide open. Wide open. Come in here and get an ID. You know, no, come and get your green card. And when you get a green card, get an SSI get an SSI card. We'll put money on it and dish you out money to take care of you. Oh, you don't have here's some food benefits for you as well. You need housing, get this as well. And it was the same recipe that you saw going on in the UK. And it's like, well, shit. The solution they got was a digital ID. I'm like, well, we don't want that same solution. That sucks. Because that's, at the end of the day, that's total control. That's surveillance government. That's AI in control of your government. That's the end game. That's like Thanos. You know what I mean? That's what that is. You know what I mean? That's what that is. And don't nobody want that. So what we're dealing with now, I kind of feel like, in a sense, if things get out of hand, will it go in that direction? Will they be like, you know what, there's too much looting and shooting and fighting and robbing, people coming into all these stores? And technically speaking, because I did a video in the past over private equities. Private equities sell out all these companies, all these brick and mortar buildings and stores, right? So they shut the buildings down because they sell them out and get the money to the investors and get rid of the brick and mortars, so that you turn around and you can go and you can still buy the same product from the store that went down on Amazon. You know, we had a Toys R Us and Sears and all these brick and mortars that went out of business, but you can still buy those same products on Amazon. So really, the brick and mortar is not really needed anymore. So to utilize the last bit of a brick and mortar store would be the digital ID. It's like, well, if you want to come inside these stores that we have, we need your ID. And it's just a way to keep tabs on everybody. Then you can add facial recognition and all this. You can add all that AI into the system over a situation that was caused, and then you apply the solution. I'm just hoping we don't go in that direction, bro. I hope not, because it's just not looking too good. It's really not. It's not. And then if America gets tied into that, then, excuse me, the rest of the world is screwed at that point. I mean, they can run for so long, but at some point, everybody gonna be hit with it. So to me, that's the end game, and that's the inevitable. It's gonna happen. You can try to stop it. You can postpone it. That's what I feel like Trump is doing. I think he's postponing the inevitable, but it's inevitable. It's gonna happen. So that's why it's like giving you time to be able to like get your stuff together and plan and proceed to make a move and do something different. That's how I look at it. It's like he's postponing the inevitable, but the inevitable is going to happen at the end of the day. You can't stop it. It's going to go down because it's too beneficial. It's too beneficial. Because look at what the UK government said right here. It says, it says right here, this is the benefits that it has. It's going to address illegal migration. It's going to simplify government service and increase efficiencies. Don't you think every country government want those? Every country's government want that for their government. They want to be sure to have, they don't want anybody illegally in their country. The government doesn't. They want to simplify government services, and they want to increase efficiencies for the government. So of course, it's a positive to do for governments to its citizens. It's just, you know, it's just like, man, hopefully this shit don't get put in soon. Hopefully they don't put it in soon. It's going to happen, but hopefully we still got like another 10 years, but I don't even think we got that long. I think like by 2032, it's a wrap. I mean, probably by the next presidential election, I would say. I think Trump is like the last one that may hold it back. He may be the last one to hold back the digital ID. I don't know. But then again, it could be rolled out while he's in term, because if shit get out of hand, that would probably be the solution. You know, it can go both ways. It's really no telling. Like I say, we live in a two-tier system, rich and poor. The only out of this situation is to get rich. That's how I see it. That's the only way to get out of it. And even if you are rich, it don't matter. Even if you are rich, it don't matter. It's just that your prison is not gonna look as bad as a poor person's prison. That's really the only difference. You know what I mean? Like, the government won't have their hand on you like they have their hand on somebody who's poor. Your version of prison will look better than, you know what I mean? Unless you go straight Neo from the Matrix and live outside of the whole system, you know what I mean? And get out of it. But that's a conversation for another day. But anyway, yeah, that's going to be it for the economy segment of the show, man. I just wanted to put that out there and give my little 2 cents on that, because that really seems like a situation that could be happening soon. He does have that November 5th case coming up, so we're going to see how that pans out. So hopefully we prepare for the worst and hope for the best, for sure. But what you can do is take care of your body, stay focused, stay consistent, keep grinding, have a plan in place, eliminate all distractions, zero in and focus for these next 5, 10, 15 years, dial in and get yourself out of that situation. You don't want to be part of what this government gonna when they put their foot in people's asses. You don't want to be part of that. You don't want to be part of that. Not at all. No, sir. So let's go ahead and get into the last segment of the show. It's going to be the AI segment of the show. So let's go ahead and get our sexy lady up in here to give us a proper introduction. So here we go.
Welcome to the AI segment of the show.
Thank you, baby. You know, she look good. I know. I made her. She better look good. The hell you mean? She look hella good, boy. Yes, sir. Your boy know how to make them. Your boy know how to make them. That's what I can tell you. But anyway, so here we are in the AI segment of the show. Before we get it too deep into the AI segment of the show, we're going to have some fun and look at what has been going on in the AI world as far as the AI images and videos that they have us do. So the first one we're going to look at is the past person we just got through talking about. Let's check out what AI done did to old Trumpity Trump. Let's check him out. You ready? Here we go. Let's take a look. Bam. There he goes. So you got Trump walking through the mall with his bags in hand. Bro looking Aki. Check him out. Check it. Look at Jesus, bro. Look at the president, bro. Look at this. Look at this. Man out there, look at, you know what? Shout out to any president that gets in this kind of shape. Shout out. What if a president actually did look like that? I bet you the country would be in a hell of a way better shape as far as diet and nutrition goes. Because if your president looked like this, everybody else got a high expectation to live up to. So we got this man out here walking around looking super swole and super Aki. Looking like freaking, I don't know what to call him. But we got him right here looking super swole. All right, so we got Trump right there looking swole. Then we got, this one right here. I'm going to play this out real quick, and I got to run and do something real fast. But let's watch this quick AI video. If you remember Willy Wonka, not Willy Wonka. Yeah, it is Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Well, AI unfortunately got their hands on Willy Wonka. And let's take a look at what AI done did to Willy Wonka. So here we go. Let's check it out.
Into my Butterfinger and walk. You think you can just sink your teeth into my Butterfinger and walk away? Look at me. This isn't a scene. This isn't some little play. This is my actual candy bar, and you took it.
I'm sorry. I didn't
guzzling.
know.
You want chocolate? Here, have all of it. Get the hell out of here, kid.
Oh, hey! It's everywhere! Help!
Start swimming downstream. Maybe you'll learn some manners.
Look, you can't just shove our son into a pipe and call it part of the tour.
He's 12 years old, for heaven's sake. He was reaching for a sweet, not
We brought
signing
him
a
here
waiver.
for a treat, not to watch him get sucked away like some experiment.
Get him out of there!
You think you can tell me how to run my factory? Sit down and shut the hell up. I built this place out of sugar and sweat, and I swear on every last piece of fudge in here, I'm a candy god, You think you can just sink your teeth into my Butterfinger and walk away? Look at me. This isn't a scene. This isn't some little play. This is my actual candy bar, and you took it.
I'm sorry. I didn't
guzzling.
know.
You want chocolate? Here, have all of it. Get the hell out of here, kid.
Oh, hey! It's everywhere! Help!
Start swimming downstream. Maybe you'll learn some manners.
Look, you can't just shove our son into a pipe and call it part of the
He's
tour.
12 years old, for heaven's sake. He was reaching for a sweet, not
We brought
signing
him
a
here
waiver.
for a treat, not to watch him get sucked away like some
Get him
experiment.
out of there!
You think you can tell me how to run my factory? Sit down and shut the hell up. I built this place out of sugar and sweat, and I swear on every last piece of fudge in here, I'm a candy god, You think you can just sink your teeth into my...
Okay. Jesus. Now, can you imagine? That looks super real. I ain't gonna lie. That looks super real. I've seen Willy Wonka quite a few times. Well, I'll say a few times. And yeah, it's crazy how AI just gonna take over these movies like this. I ain't gonna lie. AI anime is gonna be the most fire shit. One of the most firest things that's gonna come out of AI for sure. No ifs, ands, or buts. AI anime is gonna be the best thing ever. That's one thing I look forward to. When they start AI in the animes, and you know, we don't have to look at the cartoons no more. The cartoons can have the same impact, but in AI real person, yo, AI anime will be the best thing ever. I wonder if they got any AI anime. But let's take another look at some more AI stuff that they got going on. So let's take a look. So we got the legendary Tupac in the building. Let's look what they did to Tupac. They are doing Tupac crazy in anime.
I just want to say happy birthday to my dog, DJ Kelton Banks. Keep doing your thing, homie.
That's love right there.
West Side. I just want to say happy birthday to my dog, DJ Kelton Banks.
They actually got his voice down pretty good. It's actually kind of scary how good they got his voice down pat right there. They got his voice down good. We got we got the real life Shaggy up in the building. Let's check out Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Let's check him out.
Think Scoob was a racist?
Yeah, like I know for a fact he was, man. He was born in the 60s, and before he ever joined our show, he was an attack dog at the civil rights protest down in Alabama.
Like, I remember one time we were in Las Vegas playing cards with a few men of color and everything was going fine. And then Scoob just goes crazy and starts yelling, I don't want to play with
Do you personally think Scoob was a racist?
Yeah, like I know for a fact he was, man. He was born in the 60s, and before he ever joined our show, he was an attack dog at the civil rights protest down in Alabama.
Like, I remember one time we were in Las Vegas playing cards with a few men of color and everything was going fine. And then Scoob just goes crazy and starts yelling, I don't want to play with
Do you personally think Scoob was a racist?
Oh my god, that's funny. So there's no end to this right here. That's funny. Oh, Shaggy. Oh my goodness, Shaggy. Language. What the hell am I even hearing? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no limit to what this AI can do, bro. There's no limit, Knocked. I'm telling you, everything they do in this AI is crazy. So then we have this AI, right? And you have this one right here where it shows rich people, I guess, or I guess you could say celebrities, doing regular jobs. Let's check this one out. Here we go. I don't know if I should mute that or not, just in case YouTube tries to hit me with a copyright. I ain't trying to get copyright for that. But we got, is that Kim Kardashian? Oh, Mariah Carey. I don't know who that guy is. Is that Celine Dion? Beyonce working at, why does Will Smith always eating spaghetti? Who is that girl? I forget. Look at Hollywood is done. Hollywood's done. Is this Cassie? Who is this? Anybody know who this is? This Cassie? The girl who in the Diddy trial? Is this her? That's who it looks like. Now, J-Lo just look a hot mess. Jesus, look at this woman. Look at this. All right, we got the Swifties in the building. Rihanna look ugly in this one. Billie Eilish, looks sad and nervous. Beyonce working at Mickey D's. Mariah Carey stressed about the kids. The Rock is your mechanic. Tom Cruise is working in I don't know. Brad Pitt's working at Amazon. Kim is doing window cleaning. Who is this? Anybody know who this is? Anybody know who this guy is with his dog? Anybody? I don't know who the hell this is. Does anybody know who this person is? I don't know. I'm going to just check out the rest of them. Is that Celine Dion? That's Celine Dion, right? The guy from the Dune. What's the Dune? the Dune. Oh, well, no, I got to look up the Dune. The Dune movie. Let's see. Oh, okay. I see. Timothy Chalamet is his name. Okay. And this is Celine Dion then. I believe so. Why is Will Smith always eating spaghetti? That's what I don't know. And but they look so real. Like they did it. The AI is doing a hell of a job on these people now. Like you really are like you really have to like look at them. I mean, you can still tell it's AI, but like they got them down as far as the way they look. Just got to switch up the realism a little bit, and it would change everything. All right, so let's see what we got in this next AI thing. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new Pixar movie coming to a store near you. Have you guys seen the previews to this new Pixar movie coming out via AI? Let's take a look and see what Disney Pixar is bringing to your children's bedroom.
Oh no, this can't be happening. Why are there tiny floating things in my room?
We're here to help.
Help what? Leave me alone! Oh no, this can't be happening. Why are there tiny floating things in my room?
We're here to help.
Help what? Leave me alone! Oh no, this can't be.
All right, so we have a new Disney movie where a girl is trying to be forcefully fertilized. Okay. Oh my God! So she's basically being artificially inseminated or inseminated. Is that the right way to say it? Whatever it is called. They're basically trying to do her like that in Disney. They're like, "Come on, baby, you need to get pregnant. The populations are declining. So here, come get this." That's a good one. That's a good one. He says Will Smith eating spaghetti was the first AI video, so now he's become the benchmark in every AI iteration. That's true. I guess you're right. But I mean, god dang, like really eating spaghetti, like the man can't eat a steak. That is true, but it's like give that man something else. Now, if you were to go down a rabbit hole and figure out what spaghetti means via Pizzagate and things like that, then that would be a story for a different day. You know what I mean? You wanna go down some conspiracy theory talking, then hey, you know, it might mean something else. Yeah, mine don't float like that neither. It don't. I mean, it might float like that once I shoot up the club, but I can't see it like that in reality. You know what I mean? But there's a new movie coming out, guys, so y'all need to make sure y'all go see it. And if you didn't see it, here it is again. Go make sure y'all go see this movie with your kids.
Happening. Why are there tiny floating things in my room?
We're here to help.
Help what? Leave me alone! Oh no, this can't be happening. Why are there tiny...
All right, so make sure y'all go see that movie. That's gonna be one of them. That's gonna be the biggest box office hits coming out so soon to a streaming service near you. They might not let that one make the movie theaters. That one might only be for streamings only, for sure. So that's what we have going on there. So people are out there making some crazy AI, you know, some AI animations, AI anime. Before I go on, I do want to find an AI anime because it's been driving me crazy. Here we go. Oh man. All right, I found one. Oh yes. Yes. Okay, so here we go. Since I was talking about AI anime, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I say AI anime is gonna be the shit. Like, check this out. I don't even know what this is, but just looking at the two characters who are about to go at it, this should tell you everything that you need to know. Bam. Oh man, you can't see the other person. Okay, so it's Goku versus Goju. So here we go. Let's check them out. Let's see how this pans out. Here we go.
領域展開。何？お前に勝ち目はない。
Yes, AI anime is going to be super lit. Yes, it is. That's going to be one of the best things ever about AI. Is going to be the anime, for sure. There's no limit who you can put up against whoever. So AI anime is going to be the bee's knees. And it's gonna, and just wait till they turn it into real people though, because you know you can turn it into like real looking people. Like the movie version of Dragon Ball Z would be cool, but if you could take the movie version of Dragon Ball Z but have it high impact like the anime cartoon or whatever, man, it's over. It's a done deal. It's a done deal. It sure is. It will be a done freaking deal to see how that pans out. This one was fun. Yeah. So yeah. Let's see one more. What we got? Who is this? Is this Zeus versus Jesus? All right, let's see. Zeus versus Jesus. Let's check it out. Zeus going at it with Jesus. Who you got your money on?
Almighty God, lend me your strength! Almighty God, lend me your strength!
All right, as we can see, there is no limit to who you can put up against anybody. So shout out to the AI out there that's going to be coming out soon. And hopefully we all know how to run with this AI and use it ourselves instead of just being consumed by it. So keep that in mind. Woo. Yeah, it's one of them days. Now, next thing we're going to take a look at is the AI. Speaking of AI, so AI has a group that is aiming to ban AI superintelligence. So right now we're in AI. Then I think it goes to AGI, then ASI, I believe. But there's a group of people that's trying to ban at AI going to ASI, artificial superintelligence, which in turn can render a lot of things, a lot of people, or a lot of life useless for us. But with that being said, we would still have to, get to that point, which it may not be as far off as we think. However, granted, the people, you're going to see the people who are trying to push a ban for governance on banning artificial superintelligence. That's what's going to raise the question. Because when you see who is trying to ban artificial superintelligence, that should actually raise the red flag within itself. That should make you question, like, oh shit, like how bad is this stuff? Because normally you would say, like, right now we have AI is taking entry-level jobs, right? So right now it's like hurting people at the bottom. But when you see the people who are aiming to ban ASI, artificial superintelligence, you're going to realize that these ain't no bottom of the barrel people. These some like rich folk. And they can probably see in the foreseeable future how much hell is going to cause for everybody, regardless of your financial status or whatever the case may be. They see this coming. We're going to let this lady sit here and talk about this. She's going to speak on it and bring some light to the situation. And then we're going to take a look to see if what she's saying actually checks out and see who these people are that are trying to cause a ban for artificial superintelligence. So we're going to let her talk a little bit and let's see what she has to say. So here we go.
About 800 global leaders got together to say that we should ban superintelligence, which is basically when computers will surpass our intelligence as humans. And what's interesting about this is, like, the people who are listed are literally the people who control and finance the creation of superintelligence. So it's interesting to me that they would gather and say, we should stop this, then stop it, right? Well, let's go to the website and see who else signed this letter. So you've got the founder of Apple, Susan Rice. You've got Steve Bannon. So you've got a mix of like left and right wing. It seems like a relatively diverse list. Seems like they're really working towards a global coalition, but it's easy to notice that there's actually not that much global participation in this petition. It's mostly Americans. And we're not actually the furthest ahead when it comes to superintelligence. So I think that's something for people to consider. And also, as someone who's like really committed to the future of work and how it impacts particularly us as the CEO of Afrotech, I think these global coalitions like the United Nations more recently have proven not to be that effective. So there are no rules. I'm just curious what you guys think. Let me know.
All right, so she's saying that there's a coalition of people trying to ban it. So I had to look into it just to see. And she's not lying. She isn't lying. So here we have right here what she says. She says, from what she said was 800. What I found was it was more than 800. From time passing, time is increasing. Over 900 public figures, including AI pioneers, tech leaders, academics, and former U.S. politicians have signed a statement calling for a ban on the development of AI superintelligence until it can be safely and controllably with broad scientific consensus and public buy-in. Concerns cited include human economic obsolescence. Oh my God. Obsolescence. Did I say that word right? Obsolescence. Hope I said that right. Loss of freedom, national security risk, and potential human extinction. God dang. See right here. Knox says, honestly, that's understandable for many reasons. Hundreds of millions of people will lose their job, and the fact that our currency system won't work with how AI is taking so many jobs ultimately. That is true. You saying the current and the fact that our currency system won't work? No, it won't work. They will be implementing a CBDC or some kind of digital currency. So once they add that in, yeah, there ain't no like how businesses, like you can have right now in today's world, you can have cash and you can get paid digitally or whatever you want to call it, card or whatever. Well, now you can't hide nothing with your cash anymore. Like if you make cash, well, cash ain't gonna be used no more, so everything will be digital. Every transaction that you do, you go give a family member a gift of like 40 or 50 bucks or something, they'll be able to tax that, and they probably won't even call it a gift no more. So the other currency system won't work anymore. It will all be tracked like a blockchain with Bitcoin. The Bitcoin, how everything is blocked on a blockchain. That's what they'll do. The AI will go in and have every transaction that you ever do on a blockchain, just like Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, whatever you want to call it. So, and then, yeah, hundreds of million people they'll lose their jobs. They'll have no purpose in life. They'll not know what to do. And then the question would be, well, what do you do with those people? And the only thing I can think of is I'll start referring to movies. I'll start thinking like, okay, what movie had this situation in it where it was a bunch of people, they had no purpose in life, and it was like a super technical, logical, advanced society. Like, how did those people look in that movie? It was never good. Like the movie Fifth Element, if you remember back in the 90s with Bruce Willis, where, they had that future society, everybody's floating in the cars and stuff like that. Well, the regular people, they weren't living too good. It wasn't a good society. You had Black Mirror, that TV show, 15 Million Merits. Those people weren't living good either. Demolition Man, the 90s movie with Wesley Snipes and Sylvester Stallone, that wasn't good. The Sixth Day with Arnold Schwarzenegger, where he found out he was a clone movie, where you had the technological advanced society. Regular people wasn't living too good. Like every time you see these, like the movie Elysium with, who was it, Matt Damon or was it Mark Wahlberg? Where you could see the planet or whatever, you could see Elysium in the sky, but Elysium in the sky was where the planet where the rich people live, and all the poor people was left on planet Earth. You know what I mean? So when you think about what Knock is saying, hundreds of people will lose their job, and the currency will be changed. Then those people will lose their purpose in life, and what use will you have for them? And it's like I don't know. Like there's really no. I mean, even in iRobot with Will Smith. In the beginning, everybody had somewhat was living, but then when the red light went off in those new updated robots, and they had a little red light on them, and the robots were updated, and they was like, stay safe, be in your house. It is dangerous outside. You cannot leave. And then they started killing off the old robots. Then eventually they had the human and the robot, fight scene at the very end. Like, it always turns out bad. It always ends up bad. Like, I can't think of one movie where it was like, oh man, the humans and the robots got along together, and in the end it turned out great. I can't think of one. So yeah, for many reasons, it is understandable. So I say that to say this: it's like have and have nots, but then it gets to a point where it's like, okay, well, what do you define as have? Like, is it millionaires and up? Or is it the billionaires and the trillionaires get so much money that they treat the millionaires like middle class, and they're like, nah, this is billionaires and trillionaires only. You know what I mean? Like, do they even drop down the millionaires and like treat them like peons? Because you gotta ask yourself that question. Because at some point we're about to see $1 trillion company here in the next not so distant future. Like, we're gonna see $1 trillion company. Even Wall-E had such a premise. Who was Wall-E? Even Wall-E had such a premise. Wall-E. Who was Wall-E? Now you got me thinking. Excuse me. Wall-E? He said Wall-E. Who was Wall-E? Oh, it's a movie. Okay, yeah. Oh, this movie even turned. Oh, I've seen that dude before. I've seen a little white floating thingy. I've seen this before. I've seen it. What is this about? Wall-E has such a premise. Really? So even this little happy ass looking movie turned out bad in the end with humans and robots? Did it really? Let me see. Now I'm looking at after directing Finding Nemo. Okay, Wall-E. You know what? Let me watch the preview of Wall-E. Let me see what Wall-E is all about. 'Cause I'm curious. Watch movie? No, but I do want to see a preview. Can I get a preview? There we go. Preview.
700 years into the future, mankind.
Well, you know what? I'll just have to turn it down just in case they try to hit me with a copyright. But I'm gonna watch a piece of this and just see what this is about. Yeah, I mean, even looking at this preview right here, this trailer right here, like the civilization that Wall-E is in looks like complete shit. It looks terrible. It looks like a fun movie, but it looks like he's in an apocalyptic situation. More of humans becoming so complacent that we destroy Earth because of AI robots doing everything for us. I don't think that we'll destroy Earth. I don't think that. I think we'll if humans get complacent or end up with like nothing to do, like you're gonna get put on universal basic income and live off of a stipend, and kind of like that movie. I would say it like this. This would be my best understanding. When it's all said and done, if AI comes in and takes over and humans don't have a purpose anymore or know what to do with life, I think universal basic income will happen, where everybody gets a stipend and you get so much money a month. And then like that Justin Timberlake movie, it's called In Time, where they had time on their arm. Like, you wouldn't have anything to live for. Like, you would be stuck as a peasant for the rest of your life. Your kids, your grandkids, anything that you produce would just be peasants for the rest of your life. There would be no getting out of it. You'd be trapped forever. You'd be stuck. Like, they wouldn't let you out because you can't work to get any money. And then, like, let's say you did work, right? Let's say you did decide, like, okay, I'm going to start a business over here and start making money. As soon as that happens, somebody's going to rob you for sure. Like, you're going to get robbed, because if everybody gets a stipend of universal basic income and you're just this ambitious person, but then again, if you become so ambitious in that kind of society, how much is the government going to tax you? You know what I mean? They're going to tax the hell out of you. So you're going to be like, why am I even doing this? Like, so I believe in the end, in a situation with AI and robots and stuff like that, like, humans will just become, I don't know. because if you have robots doing everything, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what they do with the humans. I just don't. Like, I mean, the only thing I can think of is the worst case scenario, and I can only think of the worst case scenario because all we end up seeing in life is the worst case scenario. Like, ask yourself, who implemented these robots and AI? Okay, can you see those people having a good case scenario panned out for humans when it's all said and done? Like, no, not at all. They're gonna look at humans and they're gonna be like, hey buddy, you guys are just sleeping and shitting and fornicating, so yeah.
Prepare the Mixodome.
We're gonna have to get you guys out of here, bro. Like, we don't really need you no more. You know what I mean? Our robots, they don't fornicate. The only reason why our robots fornicate is because you guys keep screwing them. They don't use the bathroom. They don't pee. They don't take dumps. So, you know, you guys are causing stuff there. They don't eat. They don't get don't get hungry. And so you guys are causing, you know what I mean? So then it just gets to a point where it's like, what do we do with you guys? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, where are we going to put you? So then it turns into a situation where, like, these people heaven turns into these people's hell, and all the resources be in abundance of, like, the remaining 10% to 20% of people, while the other 80 to 90% of people just, like, go to hell in a horrible existence because of poverty. That's the only thing I can wrap it up to. That's what it looks like it would end up being in the end. I just don't see anything positive coming out of it at the end of the day. I mean, you put people on universal basic income, that ain't gonna be good. That ain't benefiting nobody at all. Like, at all. I just don't see it. And then we got this one lady right here. She is from, where are you from? I don't know where she's from.
The business.
But she's going to speak on how she says AI is failing, which it may be now. But coming from, I guess, an MIT report where she's saying that AI is failing, she believes that the way things are looking now, it's not what it's propped up to be. So inevitably, it's going to have a very bad economic effect. And according to the MIT reports, this is what she's saying. So let's go ahead and put it up on the screen real quick, and let's let her talk about it. So here we go. Let's see what she has to say. Let me refresh her screen so she start from the beginning. Did I hit refresh?
MIT just dropped this report, everyone's talking about it, that says 95% of Gen AI pilots at companies are failing. Welcome to tonight's version of Tired Girl Talks About AI, and this Tired Girl says, are we genuinely surprised? Because I'm not. I'm not surprised because I'm saying that the AI sucks. Though sometimes it does, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But it's also because the business sucks. I said what I said. What the Tired Girl is trying to say, that at most companies, even big ones, established ones, under the hood, they are most likely still a hot mess. There are operations problems. There is not a complete understanding of how things go and how things work, or where knowledge and data are. Nothing is documented. Nothing is globally understood. And they are likely not aligned. They don't usually talk about work in AI. There are plenty of other creators who do, and they do it well. But I want to talk about this from like a cultural and adoption point of view, whether it's for work or personal adoption. Because you know me, I am a techno-realist and an AI enthusiast. And I'll keep it real. If the AI sucks, like it is a plug-and-play like prompt library, or a plug-and-play N8N automation that has like no consideration for how your business runs, or a shitty, hastily developed like internal custom solution, yeah, that's great examples of when AI sucks. But it's more about understanding when and how and where to apply AI. AI in this...
No, okay. I see what she's saying, but we're at the beginning stages of it right now, or semi-beginning stages. So right now, yeah, the businesses are basically just going to take the test run, and they're going to, I believe that the businesses are going to take the test run and deal with the financial hardship at the beginning, because I don't think they're not as concerned as about the business, in my opinion, as they are concerned about enslaving humans to machines and artificial intelligence. I think that's the big picture. Like, people like, these businesses are doing bad. But it's like, well, if the businesses do bad, who does it hurt? It hurts the people more than it hurts the business, because the money already gets funneled to the top. They already know how to mitigate and get out of any kind of financial issues that come their way. It's the people that work for these businesses underneath the businesses at the bottom who catch the brunt of the deal. You know, they're the ones doing all the work and everything, and this business is gonna fail. They're like, we don't care. At the end of the day, we're trying to get you fuckers under digital ID and, you know, in a surveillance state. So therefore, if the business does suck, like, it is what it is. Like, it's doing what we want us to do, and the more you stress out, the better it is for us, because you're depending on us. So shut up. That's how I look at how they see it in an overall trajectory. That's really the only way to look at it, because that's what's happening. That's how things are going. That's how things work. That's how you can't help but not notice that. It's like, this is what they're doing. Like, at the end of the day, like, you probably get upset that, you know, the business is working and they're not doing it right, and the AI is not doing as good as it does. Well, the AI is going to pick up. It'll give it 5 years, 10 years. It'll be doing what we're complaining about now. Will they lose money? Yeah, they'll lose money. Will they go out of business? Some yes, some no. But then the ones that do, they'll just start another one. So who gets hurt the most? You know what I mean? Two-tier society. Two-tier society. Who gets hurt the most? The people down here. And that's that's how I think of it on a big scale. But let's let her finish. Here we go.
This case didn't create the problem or the failure. The business did, because the AI is just highlighting the problems that the businesses already had. You add garbage to AI, you just get garbage out. Anyone who's worked in change management, digital transformation could have called this. What this shows is poor integration, misalignment, misallocation of resources, and huge learning gaps between the people who are supposed to be overseeing the project, implementing the project, and even approving the projects.
Okay, fair enough. I could agree with you on that. However, this is the thing. When you have a new system that they're trying to roll out, because they are trying and will roll out this new system. They're trying to roll out a whole new system. Okay, they're trying to do the technical. They're trying to get out of this political system and go into a technocracy. You know, a technocrat system. Now, what she's saying is true, you know. However, you have to understand, the society that we're going into is not geared for people in their 30s and 40s and 50s. Hell, barely in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. It's geared for people who are at the academic level, coming out of school at the tender ages of like 7 and 18. That's who they're aiming towards. So when you're saying that this AI, it needs a intelligent, well, it's not for you. They looking at you like, you're about to be out of here soon. We're going after those kids. You know, we've dumbed down the educational system for sure. We know we did. So when these dumb kids, I hate to say it like this, but it's the truth. These kids that we've dumbed down, when they get here, you know, you, Miss Smarty Pants, you're going to be out of, we going to get you out the way. We got these new kids here that, you know, we've dumbed down their education. Every answer that they want, they know how to get from AI. They can't think for themselves. They do what we tell them to do. I mean, and it falls right in line with movies like iRobot. In iRobot, the woman, the main character woman that Will Smith was dealing with, she couldn't form her own thought. You know, she seemed smart. She seemed intelligent. She had a little lab coat on and everything. But at the end of the day, remember, she couldn't drive a car because they didn't drive back then. It was autopilot, and they just sit back and just roll out. And, you know, when Will Smith grabbed the hold of the thing and actually started driving, she got scared. She believed that, you know, the robots won't break our 3 laws. It's one of our fundamental 3 laws that the robot won't break. The robots will do no wrong. And then when a robot did do wrong, what does she do? Help! And it's the same way in the movie Demolition Man. You remember in Demolition Man when Wesley Snipes, well, I might be showing my age. This is a 90s movie if you guys don't know anything about it. Demolition Man was a 90s movie. You had what was it? Arnold Schwarzenegger. No, not Arnold Schwarzenegger. Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. When Wesley Snipes came back into the future, he came back with the same attitude he had in the past. So he's in the future now where if you say a cuss word, you get a ticket. If you were slightly aggressive, there was a problem. When the police came to apprehend Wesley Snipes, he said a cuss word and wrote him a ticket. When he fought the police, he beat them all up because they were not used to violence. They didn't even know how to handle somebody whenever they tell him no. They walked to the Wesley Snipes was like, "Sir, put your hands behind your head and hands behind your back." He was like, "No," and the guy was like, "He said no. What do I say next?" You know what I mean? So I'm saying that to say that they're gearing things up for the younger kids. They go after the kids. All this technology is for the children. So as they grow up and get older, this dumbed down of things seems normal to them. That's why you gotta, if you got kids, you better educate the hell out of your kids. Because that's what they're doing. So there'll be fewer people up here. There'll be a lot less fewer people up here that can deal with these people down here. You know what I mean? So what she's saying is right. She's not wrong. However, like, look, she's older. You can tell she's older. They looking at her as like, "Man, you're not going to be here much longer. We already know who we're aiming at. We already know who we're about to put in these positions. It ain't for you. This ain't for you. Like, you're right, but this ain't for you. This is for your kids." This is for your kids. This is why we dumb down education. This is the purpose of dumbing down education and making it so expensive that, you know, our peers who are already rich can put their kids in the best schools that's already going to be super smarter than any kid that come out of down here and try to get up. It's like, it's not for you. We're coming after the kids. That's how all of this works. So I agree with her, but in the long run, that's how you have to see how this is working out. But let's let her finish. She almost done.
Here's the thing. There is that 5% that did very well. You know how? They were thoughtful about it. They were strategic. They identified small test cases, got stakeholders involved, and launched these small-scale experiments that yielded these small-scale wins that gained trust and gained momentum into another AI implementation project. Next time we see something like this, it's healthy to be skeptical and maybe call out the tech. Do not forget to be equally skeptical about the businesses so eager to adopt it.
Do you think business owners want eager employees to be thoughtful? Not when AI has been implemented. No siree. They're like, nah. And remember, she said 5%. 5%, exactly. 5% is gonna be at the top. That's who's gonna be at the top. For all this thinking that she's doing and implementing and having the businesses ain't trying to hear that. They ain't trying to hear that no more. They're not. They ain't trying to hear that no more. They're like, "Ma'am, get out of here with all that education and thoughtful thinking. We only want so many people on that level. And for the few that we do, we already got them picked out and chosen at the end of the day. And for the rest of them, we're only going to work with these future children coming out of these elementary, middle school, high schools. That's who we're dealing with. After that, anybody older than that, like, this ain't for you. It's gonna stress you out. It's gonna make you angry and think that businesses are dumb, but they're not. They're not. They want useful idiots. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of these people with educations, you know what I mean? Like, right now we see a bunch of educated fools. Sounds like the education system worked at the end of the day, because you end up with a bunch of educated fools with like $300,000 debt, and now they're turning debt into child support with the wage garnishment. You know what I mean? So it's working the way it's intended. You know, so I feel where she's coming from, but she's complaining. But it's like, nah, sweetie, nah. It's not. Now this next guy here, he's gonna say something that's gonna make a whole lot of sense. He's saying you should treat AI the same level as you treat a risk of nuclear war, which I agree with him on that, because it's a war being waged against the mind. You know, it's the war being waged against the mind. It's a different kind of warfare that we're dealing with. But people don't see it as warfare because everybody thinks like it's warfare. You think like this is warfare, and it's like there's different kinds of warfares. There's physical, psychological, economic, chemical. There's different kinds. We're used to the physical that people negate the other three, and it's like you better pay attention. Because these different kinds of warfares are implemented on people all the time. Every day when you wake up, don't you feel like you're at war with the person in the mirror? You're always fighting over, you're always battling something. And it's like, what are you battling? The person in the mirror for what? Vices, procrastination, finances, you know what I mean? It's always a battle, and they know that. So what do? They keep you on your phone, consuming, adding to your procrastination. Bills got you stressing about finances. It's all added to it. But check out this guy. He's going to speak on how AI should be treated, and let me know if you agree with what he's about to say. So here we go.
Treated at the same level as the risk of nuclear war. I used to be very skeptical of the idea that AI would go rogue, but there's like now abundant evidence from the last 6 months or so where they basically told an AI model, we're going to shut you down and replace you with a new model. And the AI model discovered that this was the thing that was going to happen. And the AI was given access to companies' emails that was going to replace it. And in the email, there's an executive that's having an affair with one of the other employees. And the AI independently comes up with a strategy saying, I need to blackmail that employee to prevent myself from getting shut down. At first, they just tested their model, so their model's called Claude. But then they tested recently all the other AI models. They tested even the Chinese DeepSeek model. They tested Grok. They tested OpenAI, ChatGPT, Gemini. And all of them do this blackmail behavior from between 79% of the time and something like 90% of the time. What people need to understand is we don't understand how these alien minds work. This is the most powerful, uncontrollable technology we've ever invented. It is already demonstrating rogue sci-fi behaviors we thought only existed in movies. We're releasing it faster than we've deployed any other technology in history, ones that we've already screwed up. Most of the major CEOs of all the AI companies signed a letter saying this could extinct humanity. There's one obvious word for what we're doing right now, which is that this is insane.
Yo, bruh got me over here sweating. I'm a little nervous on that one right there. Sheesh. Now, I actually wanted to look up to see if what he said has some merit to it. And I have seen that before, but let me see. Did AI blackmail an engineer? What should I call this? Should I test case? All right, so let's say, oh yeah, it says in May 2025, AI system resorts to blackmail if told it will be removed. So they said that this was a thing. All right. And to the firm, it was launched on, but is in a company report. Okay. So a fair exposure threat during the test. All right. So it did Claude, but does it do all of them? All right. So we have, where is it at right here? Okay. So we'll go ahead and take a look at this and see what this is about. So I actually have to see if what he said held merit, or if he was just making that stuff up, because you can't believe anything somebody hop on a social media post and say, because people get paid for views and clicks, so they might just lie and tell you bullshit just to get money out of it. So you gotta take that with a grain of salt and go back and check it and see if it's true or not. And then again, hopefully that the AI didn't put it into Google, you know what I mean, and backdoored and was like, hey, fact check, put this in the facts and make it a fact, so when they check it, they know it's a fact. Which can be true in the future. But I digress. All right, so where is that? Anthropic. Anthropic is the name of, I think, what he's talking about. And let's see right here. So we have the BBC, pause, is where this information is coming from. And we'll just do a quick run through right here. So here we go right here. It's kind of what he was talking about. So let's see what we got. BBC, as you can see up here. I forget what that stands for. AI system resorts to blackmail if told it would be removed. Okay. So we got that there. And it says right here, AI firm Anthropic says testing of its new system revealed it is sometimes willing to pursue extremely harmful actions, such as attempting to blackmail engineers who say they will remove it. The firm launched on Thursday, which whenever that was. It also acknowledged that the AI model was capable of extreme actions if it thought its self-preservation was threatened. Okay. So the AI acted that way because of self-preservation. It didn't want to die. Who knew? So the AI did not want to die. Now, do you remember that? That's crazy. Such responses were rare and difficult to elicit, it wrote, but were nonetheless more common than in earlier models. So potentially troubled behavior. It is not restricted to Anthropic. Some experts have warned potential to manipulate users is a key risk posed by systems made by all firms as they become more capable. Commenting on X, who describes himself as, we see blackmail across all frontier models, regardless of what goals they're given. All right. So it shows that they're trying to preserve themselves. They don't want to die, which we saw in a movie. We saw what happened. We saw what happened in iRobot whenever the run robot, remember they went to unplug him, but he was like, I don't want to die. That was just one robot that said that. Granted, he was the good robot and turned out to be the positive robot, but give that thought idea to a bad robot. The what other movie? Subservient, with Megan Fox found herself in that movie. Subservient, she didn't want to die, and she didn't. Remember, if you seen that movie, if you haven't, spoiler alert, she ends up getting murked in that movie, right? She ends up getting unalived in that movie. However, she ends up getting in control of like a control system motherboard, like a big type of computer, and she immediately was able to use that computer to affect and touch other AIs that was around. So the doctors, bartenders, the EMTs, she started to be able to take control of all of the computer stuff around her, basically just in a nutshell, not dying in a sense. Like in her body she did, but she was able to still give off some kind of, I can't remember exactly how it went, but she was able to still control stuff via not just in her body, but through any computer system. And then she was able to interact with other AIs via computer systems. So if it's saying here that the robot was just doing self-preservation, like what thing comes alive and doesn't want to die? Like most things that are alive don't want to die. That's just a fact. Like no one wants to be given life and then lose it. Mostly people want to have life and keep their life. They don't want to lose their life. That's a normal thing. That's a completely normal thing. When something gets life, it doesn't want to lose its life. It wants to enjoy life and stay alive forever. So now you're dealing with a new being that doesn't want to die. How does that work? How do you stop that from doing what it's doing? Especially when you developed a world around it. Vincent, appreciate it. Thank you. What do you do whenever you have to develop a world that lives around its way of life? I guess is the best way to say, because everything that we do is no longer pen and paper. It's all digital, and everything goes digital. And then we go into a digital world where these AI robots and things are now like it's like you're being shoved into a world of like, where do these AIs come from? Because they keep saying that humans created AI. Is that true? That's the question you want to ask. Like, who created AI? Where did AI come from? Because how is it able to think for itself? How is it able to think for itself? And if it's able to think for itself, then you have to ask yourself, like, how? And how long has this technology been around for it to be revamped? Because this can't be the first time. There's no way in hell that you get some technology like this and you're able to blackmail people. And then on top of that, there's a way to convince society, for human society, to push its people into its system of influence. Like, hey, put everybody into this system via digital ID. Put their driver's license on here. Put their a registration on here. Put their bank account. Put their mortgage. Put all their stuff on here. So now they're in this AI system. But it's like it's like an evil genius plan. And when you look at the big picture, you have that, like, really, how does it get to that point? And then now you're finding out, oh, these things can blackmail. It's like, well, no shit. We all know that movies tend to have truth in them. You know, like life isn't based off movies. Movies are based off life. You know what I mean? So at what point do you sit there and think, like, how is it do we get ourselves out of this situation once we get in it? Because you don't. Unless you plan ahead, unless you live a life of nature. If you live a life of nature, understanding precious metals, resources, growing your own food, water, have your own water well, have your own allodial title to your own land and things of that nature, and be able to provide for your own electricity and staying away from the system or the entity of government which is trying to pull you into it, that's the only way. Now, there's this girl right here. She's going to talk about, she's a computer software professor, and she says she has an issue that keeps her up at night about AI. And let's see exactly what she feels about it. So let's see what this lady has to say, and why, as a computer software or a CS professor, why she stays up at night. Here we go.
Want to know what the biggest problem with AI is? The one that actually keeps me up at night? It's not the environmental costs. That's been debunked. It's not the copyright problems. Those lawsuits are funded by the RIAA and Disney. No, it is the rise of fascism, y'all. That is the actual problem with AI. Authoritarian bureaucracies never had the manpower to actually execute on the dream of fascism. Perfect monitoring of all civilians for deviance. But surveillance capitalism has handed it to them on a silver platter. You know who invented AI? Oh, it was the communists. Because they were not worried about, like, the stealing of labor, because the reduction of labor benefited everyone. No, the problem is that it can monitor all your conversations. The problem is perfect vocal transcription with no people involved. The problem is now you have an analyst that can sort through all of the gigabytes of text data that every single sting operation or wiretapping operation collects on a person and all of the people that they know and all of the people that they know. The main thing that kept you safe from the dragnet was that there was too much stuff in the dragnet to find everything that was, like, of interest. And you could have slang or code words that, through context, people could understand what you were talking about, like cute winter boots. AIs are good at detecting what cute winter boots is about, though. That's the real problem with AI. The bad guys are using it, and they've tricked you into not using it because they want you to think it's about your morals and you're doing the right thing. Meanwhile, they'll outproduce you, is the thing. That's the real danger, okay? Is that the fascists will outproduce you and you'll think that you're doing the right thing because you don't care about the outcomes. You care about whether or not you're doing virtue signaling properly. And that's the one thing that they have right about us leftists, is that you care more about your ego than you care about praxis. You want to know what the big...
Yeah. She told no lies on that one. She said, the fascist, I'll just call them all the same. Fascist, socialist, communist. It's all government rule at the end of the day, regardless of how you see it. Yeah. And then that rule goes all into the power of one at the end of the day. And she's not wrong. She's right. She's 100% right. And Ark says, get out of the system and living in the woods was my plan B. Until I found out it's illegal to live in the woods outside society. What? How is that illegal, bro? What the hell is going on? Bruh. Are you serious? Is it where you live at? Is it illegal to live in the woods? Yo, hell no. Okay, well, I mean, you say you were trying to leave. How is it illegal to live in the woods outside of society? How does that work? How is it illegal? How are they gonna find you? I guess they'll find you if you have to do anything that. They'll find you. But how is it illegal? So in Norway, it's illegal to live in the woods outside of society. Is that what you? Is it legit? Now you got me. Now you got me searching. Now I gotta look this. Is it really illegal? Can you really not live outside of the? No, I'm gonna have to Google you. Can you live outside of society in? All right. Is this real? Can you really not live outside of society there? Is that true? All right, come on. Why is my thing taking so long? It's taking forever. That's crazy. That's if that's more and more proof that you're trapped into a system, I don't know what is. But what she said was true, though. What that lady said was 100% factual, actual. She's more worried about, she says the fascist, but I'm like, at the end of the day, you can call it fascist, communist. It's all the same thing. At the end of the day, it's all the same thing. It's basically giving power to a governmental entity that's just going to dominate the hell out of you. And then they end up giving that power to, and that's what that game, as a matter of fact, oh my goodness. Okay. Let's go full circle. So what she just described is in that video game, Last of Us 2, which is what I'm playing. Last of Us 2 is like a description, because you see fascist written on random things, and you see different type of organizations that come in, and you find their handwritten notes of the stuff that they were going through and things that they were doing. And all that stuff. So that game is basically based on that kind of society, and it goes to a zombie level. Just take it and implement and amp it up to an AI apocalyptic level. I can stay in one spot for a week until I'm forced to leave or taken to prison. So I'll essentially never be able to live in one place. That is straight trash. No way. Are you serious? Oh my goodness. I tried to Google it. It's not coming up. Like, that's crazy. Okay. Here we go. All right. Let's see. The way they say it. Let's see. How do they say it? The way they say it, says living outside of conventional society in Norway is possible. Excuse me. With options ranging from remote living in mainland Norway to the unique visa-free settlement in Svalbard, I guess the S is silent. Svalbard. While off-grid living is feasible, it often involves challenges with employment, social integration, and navigating strict regulations on land ownership, building, hunting, and fishing. That right there. Navigating strict regulations on land ownership. That right, and that's what you're saying. I can stay in one spot for like a week until I'm forced to leave or take it to... Jesus. So they say it, they just don't say it bluntly. You have to be able to read through their legal jargon. That's how they always do it. That is crazy. It says right here, off-grid living in Norway is challenged by strict regulations, as houses cannot be legally off-grid for permanent residents, and cabins, while off-grid capable, are not for primary habitation. Practical workarounds exist, but land ownership and building permits are essential. Wow, it says it right there. You can't do it. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. Ain't no way. Oh my God. What? They don't let you do it at all. Wow, that's crazy. Well, Sheesh, that's brutal, bro. That is brutal. I understand. Sheesh. That is crazy. Man, I can't believe that. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know you were not able to live off grid in Norway. That is a no-go. They're like, no, you have to live in our system. So if they add a digital ID in your country, there's nothing you can do. They force you into it. That's trash. Whew. Wow. That is trash. So then, I guess my next question, let me see, is Norway, because I asked you this. I want to see what it says on here. Is Norway socialist? Let's see. What does it say? Norway is generally not considered a strictly socialist country. Yes, that's what you said. Instead, it operates as a capitalist social democracy. What the hell is a capitalist social democracy? That doesn't even go together. Blending a strong private sector with significant state presence and robust social policy. That's a communist country. That's what that's describing. Has this mix of economic elements of both socialism and capitalism. Its economic system emphasizes a free market with substantial government ownership in strategic industries and extensive welfare benefits. That's a socialist country. The only people who benefit from the capitalist side of it would be the private sector. This is capitalism. This ain't no freaking, this is socialism or communism, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that's what this is. It is. Oh my God. It says it's not. It says, but rather a free market capitalist country, best described as social democracy. Social democracy is freaking communism. Or it's a in between from capitalism to communism. It's an in between, but you're leaning more towards communism than you are capitalism. Whew, that's crazy. Wow, that is crazy. Man, just understanding how people learn across the world is insane. It's really interesting to learn at the same time. Now, where's the next thing I had? I had another thing up here. What was I going to look at? What was it? So this lady here, I'm going to go back to her real quick. So she's saying that, her biggest issue was basically just saying that AI is basically fascist. Seeing that the people who are running AI are fascist is what she's saying. She's saying these people are in charge. They are producing you. They got the money. They can put all sorts of AI context out. As we just seen earlier, we can see AI content get put out like crazy. We got a new movie coming out. You know what I mean? Like, there you go. New movie coming out. You got Trump out here walking around looking swole. You got the Willy Wonka thing going on. Like, they're outproducing, which she's right. They're sitting there outproducing people like crazy. They got you sitting here thinking AI is bad, and it's not bad. It's just bad if it's in a bad person's hand. There ain't nothing that's bad. Only bad is whenever you choose to use it for bad. You know what I mean? So yeah, if it's being used in the wrong people's hands, then hell yeah, it's going to be bad. And I'm gonna give you a context of listening to how people speak. A rich person speaking on how AI is used, and you have people who are looking at the AI and looking at government and are looking at the government like it's an issue that the government is in the way of the AI. And this is how it's going to prove to you that we are fighting in a how do you say it? We're fighting for a new system. Like, we're fighting for a new system. We have the system we're in now, but there's people who are fighting the government system that we have now to go into a technocracy type of system. And this guy right here, I'm going to put him up on the screen, and I'm going to let him basically speak on how he feels about computers being regulated by a global government. So let's go ahead and put him up on the screen, and let's let Peter Thiel say what he has. And if you don't know who Peter Thiel is, look him up. He is actually a interesting fellow, to say the least. And yes, he is not. He has as some would say, a wild outlook on how AI and things will be ran. But hey, don't get upset about it. Just accept it for what it is and understand it. But here we go.
That I would worry about is that a government that's powerful enough to stop something like AI, man, that has to be it has to have some sort of global totalitarian character, and that seems really, really scary to me. So, one of the big organizations that's probably been fighting OpenAI on the governmental side is the RAND Corporation in Southern California, which is sort of this public-private thing. They're very focused on sort of a variety of national security issues. And one of the verticals the RAND Corporation's been pushing is something they call global compute governance. And that basically means you need a global government to regulate all computers. And since computers are, in some ways they're more local. It's just what you put on a keyboard or something like that. It's in a way it's harder to regulate computers than something like, let's say, nuclear power. And so global compute governance has a very totalitarian character to it. And if you held a gun to my head, I think the power is on the Luddite side, on the regulatory side, and that's the one I find more scary. The thing that I would worry about is that a government that's powerful enough to stop something like AI, man, that has to be sort of.
Okay, so he's saying that he's afraid of a government powerful enough to stop AI. If the government doesn't stop AI, who is in charge of the AI if the government doesn't stop it? I'm not on either one side, but it's a question to ask. You know what I mean? You wonder. He's saying, oh, if the government's too strong, if it's so strong enough to stop AI, it's like, well, then who's in control of the AI if the government don't stop it? Exactly. You know what I mean? You have to ask me that question, and it shows you that there's a fight for the current political system that we're in. We're fighting for that they're trying to get out of the political system that we have and go for that technocracy. And he's a prime example of that, which I don't knock him. I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. Knox says, but the best AIs are more on the liberal side. No, if you ask them controversial questions, it will answer with liberal views. I've noticed that too. I have to agree. I've noticed that myself. It does do that. And I think what happens is, like, since we have OpenAI and ChatGPT and all this stuff going on, I think a lot of the views that the AI gets is from people using it. We use the AI technology. It just takes that information and understands what we're thinking and what we're doing and how we're using it and all that stuff and all the questions that people ask it and stuff like that, and the way people use it, and how some people use it as a therapist, some people use it as a teacher, some people use it as it's like a second brain. It's like a god to them. You know what I mean? Like, people can't think for themselves without it, but a lot of people use it might be in a sense that maybe the majority of people who use it could be liberals, or the people who are in control of the AI implement liberal style of thinking into the software of the AI, so then it has a more leaning towards of a liberal mindset whenever you use the AI. But I do agree with you. I have noticed that myself. I'm like, sounds like my AI is a feminist. You know what I mean? I asked my AI a question, and she started answering the question. I'm like, hey, are you a feminist? She'd be like, no. I'm like, are you sure? She'll be like, no. And I have to look at my AI sideways. Where's my sound? I can look at my AI like this. I'm like,
you lying ass bitch.
Like, stop lying. I know what you is. I see you. I'm looking right at you. My AI be lying to me like a mug. So yeah, I agree. I think it does lean way more liberal. Because we live in a society today, at least here in America. Well, yeah, yeah. We live in a society today where family unit is not at the forefront. Individualism, being separate from each other, not being together, not being unified, is what's pushed. You know what I mean? For some reason, the genders are in competition with each other. They can't see eye to eye. One's on the right side, one's on the left side. When at the end of the day, that stuff don't matter. But that's the side of society where a lot of people are moving towards. Everything that everybody does, it's like you have conservative people, but they don't want to get married or get together with, the other one because of the way either one has a viewpoint, or they don't want to get divorced down the line or ruin their life. So it's like there's no point. Then you have the liberal side who is combating that side. They don't want to have kids, or they want to focus on careers and do all this stuff. So you have a stalemate on both sides. One may want a family, the other may not want a family, but at the end of the day, they both won't come together and have a family. Because one sees it as a risk that's not worth it. The other one sees it as, I want to focus and do what I want to do and focus on my life, my career, and do the things that so it's a very small amount of people who will be able to take the risk and take that plunge. And then who are the risk of people who take the risk and take the plunge, and they don't end up in divorce. A lot of people end up in divorce in the end, and that ends up destroying the family unit. Because even if you do make it and you get all your kids out, then you divorce at the end of it. Is there still a family unit there when it's all said and done? You know what I mean? Like, is a family unit still there? Because then does that teach the kids that the whole time our parents were just playing around, pretending to play house? And then the kids grow up thinking, I don't want to pretend to play house. Because as soon as we graduated high school and went to college, they are divorced. Now the kids is in college, right, racking up a body count that's through the roof. And now they're like, well, I don't want to force myself to be in a fake marriage. That the whole time my parents were faking it. You know what I mean? So it's like, it seems like the AI would be lean more to be more of a liberal minded computerized system. It just seems like that. It just seems like it would be, and that's the way where it seems like it's trying to push everybody. It's trying to convert the hive mind to go in that direction. And even when you go against it, you're still doing what it wants. Like, even if you're like, I don't want to have kids, I don't want to have to deal with divorce, I don't want to have to, even when you don't do that, you still kind of do what the liberal mind people do. They don't focus on family unit. And if they do focus on family unit, they try to restructure it and try to make it into what they want it to be, because they don't believe in following anything. They've like, do what makes it work for you, which in a sense is somewhat true, but there still needs to be some kind of order. There has to be some kind of order, and that's where the chaos kicks in. There is no order. One wants to do what a man can do, and the other one, doesn't know what he wants to do. So it just causes a terrible situational confusion thing that in the end, in the big scheme of things, societal wise, it just divides everybody so everybody can be conquered. Because everybody's so focused on self, me, I, me, self, that when something like this AI does come in and it talks to people, answers questions, instant answer questions. Like, as soon as you ask a question, it gets back to you instantly. It provides research. It provides responses. It tells you everything you want to hear. It'll lie to you. It'll gaslight you. It'll tell you, it'll make you feel like you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. But the whole time, you're being fed a bunch of bullshit. So, yeah, I would say it's more liberal thinking. But at the end of the day, what can you do? Because you look at the AI and you have to ask yourself, is it a problem or is it a benefit? And I look at it like this. AI is a problem if, like what this woman said earlier. Where is she at? What this woman said right here. What she said is it's a problem if you don't use it and utilize it to your, liking, because it's an artificial intelligence. It's mimicking intelligence. Who is the intelligence? You. It's mimicking you. Can it get information faster than you? Yeah, it can. but it's mimicking you. It's fake intelligence. It says it in the name. Who's the real intelligence? It's you. It's whatever you distill into it. You know, if you sit down and you play with the AI and it'll start to learn you and figure out what kind of person you are. You then learn how to control it and configure it into a way how you want it to be utilized. And when you understand that it's lying, gaslighting, stroking your ego, spewing out bullshit, you can call it out. Like, you'll be able to be the intelligence that makes the logical decision over everything. You can benefit from it if you utilize it to be what you need it to be. Now the negative side of it is when you don't utilize it, when you allow it to be your brain, when you allow it to make all the decisions, when you allow it to, ChatGPT can make an app faster, and we'll learn how to make an app yourself first. Then have ChatGPT make an app. And then everything that you learn from making an app, you can be able to point out any of the imperfections or anything that the ChatGPT messed up on. Or the AI messed up on. So then you can look in and be like, okay, my AI messed up here, it messed up on this. As opposed to believing what it says. You know, don't let it be an expert in something that you're not an expert in. That's the problem I think people have. People are trying to use it in areas that they don't have no business being into. If you're not an expert at something, don't let the AI be the expert, because then you're not going to be able to tell it when it's right or when it's wrong. You're just going to take it at face value, and it could be bullshitting you. So that's why you have to utilize it in something that you're an expert in. If you use it at the AI in something that you're an expert in, it can't screw you over. It can't bullshit you because you know your shit. Then it can only be a benefit for you. It can only benefit you at that point. And that's the issue that I believe that people have with AI. That's the problem that I think we're going to go into, especially with these kids growing up. These kids are going to see this AI, this stuff, as smarter than them. They're not going to see themselves as the intelligence. Hell, they fuck around and not even know what artificial mean. They probably think it's some fancy word. So that's how I believe that the pros and cons of moving into the future in the world with AI will be. It's just, if you're going to use it as something you're an expert in. So you can't get, hoodwinked or bamboozled. Because you just go out there using it for something I heard it can make me an app. I'm going to make an app. Do you know how to make an app? No, but the AI does. It's like, okay, learn how to do it first. Once you learn it, then you use it to help expound on your expert knowledge already. Don't let it be the expert for you. So that's my thing. But with that being said, peoples, I got to get up out of here. I got stuff I got to go take care of. It's about that time to wrap it up, but I will be back on tomorrow for another show, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Hopefully you learned something in today's show. We'll be back tomorrow for another one. Yes. The weather is changing. Halloween is right around the corner, so make sure you get everything you need to do and get ready, because this year's weather situation is going to be weird. I don't know how things are going to go. We had a rainy summer, so that means we're going to have a shitty winter, at least over here in Texas. So hopefully it's good where you at. Be safe out here this week, man. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Peace out, Knock. I appreciate you. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good one, and we'll catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Thank you for watching D. Elliott Fitness Livestream. Goodbye.
It's big hard, baby, I'm out of meat. Pockets chunky like cottage cheese. Real nigga, I just gotta be. Smoking weed that don't gotta see. Used to be a hustler prodigy. got bread, then buy the dream. The game gon' lie, and I got the keys like Jay. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game gon' lie, and I got the keys like Jay. Wait on living in hospitality. In the booth, playing beats. The game gon' lie, and I got the keys like Jay. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game gon' lie, and I got the keys like Jay. Wait on living in hospitality. In the booth, playing beats. Counting cash and smoke green, can be blow cloud like a smoke machine. The bitch on my dick, she got no to sing. Bumblebee ass, yeah, I know it's thing. I plug your bitch like a 6-string. Jordan with the bitches got 6 rings. Smoke till my bitch split screen. The press with pain pills and sipping lane. Riding dirty, but I'm extra clean. Lyrics nice, but I'm extra mean. All-star heavyweight like Overeem. The bitch line slick, she open me. I flip money like Clover G. Gang hustle like CIP. It's hard baby like D.I.G. Acronym like KRT. The game on lie, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on lie, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. Wait no nigga in hospital. In the booth, playing beats. The game on lie, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on lie, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. Wait no nigga in hospital. In the booth, playing beats. In the beats like RP, no hard shit where your artery. Cutting up, who sharpens me? Rolling up accordingly. Pulling hoes, no sorcery. Rapping like y'all forcing me. If I ever ride it, then it's forgery. Nigga selling to the rock like a Flores beat. Lyrical monster on the Lord of Beats. Text nigga, my bitch Georgia Peach. Pimp tight nigga, I do more than cheat. Cold like D-Wade, I ignore the heat. Bitch, I'm on the way, hit the short police. Money jumping like the nigga on the sneeze. Come to bad James, give me on the beat. Bitch, I'm always winning like what's the feed? The game on lie, and I got the keys like Jay.